Hi guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
No, you're not supposed to talk
No, you're not meant to talk yet.
Ruin my big intro. God.
Jack spoke.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
allowed
not on an
to.
equal playing field here.
The thing is as well.
You're establishing hierarchy, all right?
We got to set you up, man.
I need to like hype it up. And,
Yeah,
like,
man.
Oh.
Yeah, do a little section. Obviously, your name's in the title, so people are going to know.
They already know that you're here. It's
Not
fine.
surprised,
It's fine.
but it's the etiquette, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lead up. I get it. There
That's
has to
it.
be a ebb and flow.
That's
Exactly.
it. Before we get stuck into the episode, we want to make sure that people are subscribed and that they're hitting the alert bell and all that malarkey.
This is why he doesn't do it.
Yeah, you follow us on Instagram and follow us on Spotify and all of that jazz. And we've got a Patreon. So go to our link tree, check our Patreon because it's exclusive content in there every single month or so.
Big problem.
And you get access to our Telegram chat as well, where you can just chat to us and ask us questions
That's
on
the main
day.
benefit, I would say.
It's the most important thing, really.
Yeah, we have a group chat where we just waffle. It's
Yeah.
like the podcast, but in real life, IRL. So.
Yeah, man. Come and get involved.
Come get involved. Welcome to the podcast. That was the most janky intro I think we've done, maybe ever.
Characterful.
Characterful.
Wow, so proud of that. Yeah. I like
Yeah, you enjoy that.
Jankiest. Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, we've obviously got a guest with us today. We've been trying to make this one happen for a while.
Months.
To be fair, one of them was our fault. I'll take responsibility. I don't know if it was me
I actually think
specifically.
both of them were our fault, weren't they?
Nah, one was Em's fault. For
Yeah,
sure.
it was mine. I like the fact that we've, like gone one for one. So
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad.
No, this is the third time's a charm. This is actually it.
Oh, okay.
And you're here.
Otherwise, I would have bought like maybe double what I bought today. I only
Okay.
bought a little bit. But if I felt really bad, I'd probably just try and give and pay
Just to
glue
make
it
us feel
down,
better.
yeah.
Oh mate, no, you haven't got to do that. Like I said, one.
No, you do. Bring
Oh, no,
gifts. next
sorry.
time.
Every new guest from now on, bring us a gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
What?
this.
Exactly. We're setting precedent here.
Yeah.
Now I've got to do the bit about you though, so you need to stop
Sorry.
now. Yeah.
Well, we also actually
I'll look away.
it's Emily Makis.
Well,
we
no,
do
but-
this all the time. I know it feels weird though to not say who it is. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's Emily Makis, man.
No, but I was gonna do the CV.
Do the CV. Go on, bro. Do the CV.
No, I was just gonna say we've got an incredible guest today.
Yes, we do.
Incredible talent, incredible pen, incredible vocals, incredible performer. This is the bit. This is why.
You
Yeah.
go inflated.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The thing is as well, yeah, you always say to me I never say nice stuff about you, which is not true. You said that to me a few times.
You actually say that?
Yeah,
to me?
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, maybe paraphrasing.
Yeah,
slightly, I don't
maybe.
know.
Yeah, paraphrase a bit.
Exactly.
I added
Wow.
a bit of.
Maybe I've said you're a sarky,
Yeah.
but you're just true to yourself, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, truth to myself. It's just a
Also,
horrible
why
bad-
do you not say nice things about him?
I know, but I
Yeah,
do.
innit?
That's
Why
the
are you
point.
so mean?
No, but the
Okay.
point is, I do always say nice things
Cool.
about her. So anyway, just wanted to put that on the record. But yeah,
I
okay.
can never say that again now.
For the fifth time, it's Emily Makis.
It is
There we
Emily
go.
Makis. Oh my God, the Big Mac.
The Big Mac.
Hi.
Yeah. Do you like that nickname, by the way? The Big
The
Mac.
Big Mac. I kind of accidentally gave it to myself. So
Oh, did you?
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
I think-
I want a Big Mac, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Big Mac."
I was calling you Big Makis way before that lyric, man.
It's true. It's
I was
quite an
calling you
easy
Big
one
Mac.
though, Makis, because you got Makis and Mac Daddy and
Mac Daddy?
Mackies.
I might start calling you Mac Daddy.
Mac
you know?
Daddy. I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
Long-legged Mac Daddy.
You guys got nicknames like John O.
Sorry, like what? John what?
Jono.
Jono.
To be fair, secondary school, a few people, they're all white, call me Jono. Yeah.
Oh, that's
that was-
nice.
that's
It's
cute.
like geezery.
It's a bit geezery,
Oh,
yeah.
like Jono.
It's not really me, though. It's a bit Australian, isn't it? Like Jono.
John.
John O.
Yeah.
How's it going, John?
Evo. Yeah, that sort of vibe.
My little brother started calling me Jackson like 15 years ago, and now his kids. Then he started calling it Jackie Son, Jackie Son, and now his kids call me Jackie Son. It's not Uncle Jack or Jack. It's just Jackie Son, 11 and 12.
Okay, so they're like of age.
Yeah. Where like it's just this is just how they refer to me now, which
gonna
is
be your
I'll
name.
take it. Like a cute little nickname with your nieces is.
Also, nicknames are supposed to be shorter than your actual name.
Yeah, I know,
All
I
those
know,
guys
I know.
Add like 4 syllables.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't really understand the logic with why they do it, but yeah, no, I like it. It's cute.
I think it's cute.
It's special. It's nice.
I'm not going to call you Jack.
That's not for you, mate. It's for my nieces. You're not part of this relationship.
Wow.
Why is it so
You've just been
tempting? Why is it so
You're not in
tempting?
the club.
Yeah, apparently.
You know, in Greek, right? People have names.
Yeah.
And
wait. This is the sort of cutting edge podcast and people follow us for. In Greece, they have names.
People have names, and then you can also do this with objects, but basically there's like things that you can add on the end, which means little, like itsa and like other things where there's like I can't think of an example off the spot, which is really annoying because it's a podcast.
Yeah.
But you can basically say someone's name and then there's like the little version of that person.
Oh yeah, like
cute.
in Brazil, you know, like it's like Ronaldinho. Eno means like
Exactly
little
that.
Ronaldo, so it's like little Ronaldo.
really?
Exactly that, yeah.
Okay, so what's your? Have you got one then? Is that what you were saying?
Emilitsa? I don't know. That's really bad.
Little Emily.
Yeah,
But who's
yeah.
Big Emily?
I don't know, actually. I guess I would be Big Emily.
Would you name your kid this if you wanted to name it like Junior?
Yeah.
Like Jack Junior.
But would you
almost.
name your kid your name? Like,
I wouldn't, but I know people that have done that. There was a family friend of ours called Russell, and he named his first son Russell.
fair.
But they didn't call him Russell Junior or Junior. They just called him Russell, which I thought was really weird. Now you just got two Russells.
Yeah,
in the house.
that's true.
It's just odd.
I wonder what like goes through someone's head to do that. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? So your legacy
I was
lives
about to say a
on.
lack of inventiveness, but that's
You
a bit
just
deep.
dogged Russell out.
Yeah, basically.
I found out in Bali this year that there's only 5 names on the island of Bali.
What?
And they refer to like the order of the child. Like first child's called this, second child. Literally.
Really?
Yeah. So
And then you have the
everyone's-
family name, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there must be a family, but literally there's 5 names in Bali, yeah.
Does that mean that you're called your surname? Because surely, like, not everyone on the like name registry.
No, yeah, there's literally 5 names, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
for girls and guys?
There's just 5 names for everyone, yeah.
What?
I might have made that bit up, but I definitely remember there's 5. I think it's just 5 names.
In this
everyone.
situation, Google is your friend, guys.
Yeah.
Sabrina, can you tell me if you're... Because she's from Bali, isn't she?
Maybe.
Maybe.
She was there as well.
I haven't met like load of Indonesian Sabrinas.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair.
Maybe she's an anomaly.
But there's definitely 5. Yeah, it was a thing. Anyway, we're going way off topic. Like,
So off topic.
and this is what you can expect. New subscribers, this is what you can expect from the name of our podcast. I just wanted to open by saying what a year you've had, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I actually wrote down Blockbuster. I don't know why I wrote that down.
Probably because it's a podcast. You know,
Yeah, you
it's
got
not
to
cool.
zhuzh it up a little
Yeah,
bit, you know.
it's Hollywoodified.
Yeah. How are you finding the I'll say newfound stardom. You've always been a
Oh
star, but,
God. You
this is-
can't ask me that.
how is it to be really famous now, basically?
Do you know what? I've been doing like 2 shows for the past like 4 weeks, and I don't really know like what day it is anymore. So
Being 2 shows a weekend.
yeah, I had 2
Nice.
shows this weekend and 2 shows last weekend and
Nice.
2 shows the week before. So I don't know. I'm not famous. Let's just put that out there. I'm not famous.
Yeah.
She's gonna be famous.
What do you guys mean? You guys are like the Shogun audio star.
I mean, this guy.
This is why we've got you on the episode, mate. You're the star.
yeah.
Well, you know.
We ain't had Pola and Bryson and Galaxy as guests yet.
Are you
yeah.
actually not?
No.
I would interview you.
Nobody wants exactly. Who wants to hear anything more from us?
No,
Like,
but Harry and Tom, they want to hear from
yeah.
you, for sure.
If anything, it should be Rich just interviews those 2 guys, and you and me just have a night off.
Ooh.
That's how it
Don't
should go
deflect,
down.
by the way. I like how you deflected, by the
I'm
way.
amazing at that. By the
You
way.
have, but this is the one time you can't do that.
Yeah, you
It's
can't do
literally-
this for 90 minutes. You can't
Yeah.
keep it up. I'm
You can
telling
try,
I'll give it a good go. Let's see where we get.
but yeah, I just wanted to congratulate you on this year. It's been amazing. Where were you performing last weekend? You did a Becky Hill show, right?
Yeah, we did Wembley Arena. Which
That-
is kind of
That's mental,
Mean.
mate. Like, honestly.
yeah.
The
That's
videos
crazy.
look crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The videos were mad. Like, I think it's because just the scope of the amount of people that were there.
What? How many people were there?
I think the cap was like 12K or something.
Nice.
All in an arena. I think it was sold out as well. So it's like at one point when I looked around, I was like, if I get at least 50% of these people to put their lights up, I'm gonna have great content. So at the end, I just made sure that everyone put their lights up.
Nice. And Jack
Yeah.
was DJing, was he?
Yeah, Mr.
Nice.
Hi-Fi. Shout out Hi-Fi.
Shout out
by the way.
Hi-Fi. Emily was telling me he's avid listener of the podcast. I think I knew that already. I think he's told me that before, to be fair.
He loves it. He loves
Yeah.
you guys.
Oh,
I don't
bless
think
him.
he'll mind me saying that. I'm pretty sure it's like common.
Just baiting him
knowledge.
up.
Yeah.
Just embarrassing him.
But he's he loves it. I think if he was here, I don't think he'd show up actually if he was in this chat. So he'd probably be quite a good guest.
I've already got one yappy Jack, to be fair. So don't even, sorry. Sorry.
Have to.
But how were you like? So obviously, that's the biggest show you've ever played, right? Or no?
I think so. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm trying to remember back to Rhythm and Vines and how big that was.
Like, to be fair, that's a big fest. Yeah.
It looked big, like from.
Also, that's testament, mate. If you're sat there being like, yeah, it was a 12,500 capacity show, and you're like, I'm not sure if it's the biggest one I've ever
isn't it?
played. Like, saying a lot for like what you've been up to over the last few years, man. So yeah, well done there.
It's been fun.
It looks incredible. I had no idea you were doing it, and then just suddenly saw a photo of you at Wembley and was like,
actually,
what?
I didn't see like a poster or anything or a flyer or anything, and I just saw you post that video. I was like, man.
I don't think there was a flyer, but we got given it like 2 weeks before or something.
I guess they probably don't need Becky Hill
it's
doesn't
not about
really.
me.
Yeah, she doesn't need much promotion to be
Becky
fair.
Hill sold out show 12 in like a matter of hours, I'm sure. Like,
It's not like when you get promoted DM, you're like, can you post it? It's like the day before. Like,
can you share this ticket link for the 4th time this week, please?
different situation. Different situation.
Very different. In a way, I kind of like that though, because I don't know, like, you know, when you see people promoting an event too much, and sometimes algorithmically it doesn't do that well on the profile.
It doesn't
I
do
hate that.
at all, yeah.
So I just try not to, unless it's like my show, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like the preparation, the nerves like before a show that big? Does it differ from show to show for you, or is it like you thinking about that one more because it's so big?
I get the most nervous when I look at the crowd and they're not moving. I don't really get nervous anymore before the show. I guess like I have a bit of a ritual now where I don't do anything too crazy before the show. Like, I try and chill out. But then when I get there and say the people aren't moving before I actually get on, and you know that you're going to have to like put the work in, then I get nervous.
Right.
And what do? You just got to grin and bear it, really. Swallow your like nerves and fucking get on the stage and do your thing.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear, by the way?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a rule with like YouTube where like you can't swear in the first like 2 minutes of a video or something. Or we're not even monetized.
I think we're
anyway.
fine.
I think we're fine. Swear away.
So they're not like AIing the whole video. Then they're just AIing the first 2 minutes.
I think something to do with that, but who knows what the rules are.
That could also be like
Right.
10-year-old information at this point. We haven't.
Yeah,
got
we're not the most like dialed in when it
But
comes
you're
to this.
professional YouTubers.
we are professional in zero sense of the word,
Yeah.
mate.
We're the worst YouTubers on YouTube, I think. Yeah.
I think this is pretty professional.
Oh, we just got a nice room. Yeah, we just got a nice
Yeah.
room.
On
We
the
just got
outside.
budget, mate.
Yeah, that's what it is. Big up phone line, by the way. For that.
You're welcome.
Supplying the goods.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, no, I mean that. Yeah, like I said, that looked crazy, man. It's weird, yeah, because obviously we've spent loads of time together, like shows and stuff, but I don't think we've ever actually spoken about like early days, Makis, how you got into the scene, basically all the podcast questions. I've never sat you down and be like, tell me about your childhood and all
Well,
this
I
stuff.
had a really sad childhood.
Let's not do that now. Let's not do that now. But yeah, I mean, we always, with every guest, we like to like kind of go back to the beginning, talk about the entry, the inspiration, just to give people a bit of background. And honestly, I don't know the answer either. So I would love to know. So I guess thinking about your entry into the music, not necessarily as an artist, maybe the first time you heard drum and bass, and like who you were listening to. Yeah, take us through some of that.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably put the first person that introduced me to like writing and recording drum and bass was Eli Monroe.
Because you guys went to university together.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I met him at uni. We were on different courses.
You were studying
Bath Spa, commercial music.
Come on.
Of course. But I met him at like a social or something, and he just happened to be making drum and bass. I tried to produce D&B before that.
Yeah.
But I'm not that good.
I need to hear some of this.
What was the production name? Did you have a name?
I did actually. I was calling myself Chameleon for a while.
With a K?
With a K.
Come on.
Actually, it was spelled weird. It was like Kemileon because I wanted to try and get my name in there. It was weird. Anyway, like Emily, Chameleon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's
when you put too much thought into it.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
I think a lot. But so Eli was probably the first person to get me into that. But I can't pinpoint really when I started getting into drum and bass, because I grew up basically in Notts. I grew up a bit in Cyprus as well, but Nottingham was like my area. And Nottingham was big on like bass line and kind of other sort of underground electronic stuff. Not so much D&B. So I feel like probably what happened was I was listening to bass line, and then I went down like a jump up route and did the kind of like commercial side of things. And then when I went to uni, and started kind of like becoming a bit more friendly with Eli. I was listening to like more Liquid stuff and kind of like, who got me into it? Ethwood.
Yeah.
Zara Kershaw when they did Souvenirs and stuff. Like that was my vibe.
The episode out now, by the way.
Ooh!
It will be by the time it drops. It will be out. Yeah. YouTubing. Come on.
That's crazy. That's preparation. But yeah, I can't really remember, but it was probably like middle teenage-ish years getting into it, and then realizing like how techie drum and bass can be, and then like I love a good bit of sound design, so then I just started listening more, and I think that's a good answer.
Yeah. And what were you like before even D&B? What was the vibe before?
A whole bag of stuff, really.
Yeah.
Like, I used to listen. My mum used to listen to like the Smiths and the Cure, so I like a bit of that kind of thing. I used to listen to like Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was younger. A little bit of rocky stuff, like a bit of like Pearl Jam, like Foo Fighters, like
Foo Fighters.
Can you do like some sort of action as well?
Foo Fighters.
Oh, I love that.
It's never happening again. It's your one and done.
I'm taking advantage of the fact that you guys are hosting this. Just making do random shit.
Just a performing monkey over there.
He's not used to being in that chair.
But yeah, and then also just like random left field electronic stuff.
Yeah,
really.
Nice.
I used to listen to this artist called Kutchka when I was younger, who, you know that song When You Look At Me Now that we're doing?
Yes.
The sample is from a Kutchka tune.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and
That's a little exclusive there as well.
Yeah.
Have you just baited us up so we can't release this tune?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, labels
anti-manifestation.
scratching their heads now. Like, you need to clear that.
Oh yeah, to be fair, I don't think it matters. Is it?
That's so great.
Yeah, probably like anything electronic-y as well. And then I also used to listen to like throwback R&B stuff, like Timbaland and Nerd and Pharrell and Missy, and I'm basically I'm just a mess.
I mean, I can hear that stuff though in like your style for sure.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe less so the
tend
Smiths
to-
and Foo Fighters, but I can definitely hear like the old school R&B side of it though.
I think it's easier to kind of match that with drum and bass because
Yeah.
it's like got a bit more structure and less like some of their tunes are a bit off the wall.
Yeah.
So it's like with R&B, it's like kind of poppy anyway for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And were you like performing and singing like as a kid, so, like before you started like writing D&B? Were you doing that anyway, or was it kind of it all kind of came at the same time?
Well, I was in a soul band at uni
Oh, nice.
called Tiger Trail, and then another one called Cookfather, which is quite funny actually saying those names now, many years later. So we did like shows in Bath and Bristol. We did like the Bristol run. We had to go on tour at uni, so I had to get out and perform and stuff.
Yeah.
But before that, not really. I don't think so. I was just kind of like making music in my shed for the most part.
In the shed.
Yeah, I had a
Nice.
shed at home that we kind of converted and just stuck a little radiator in there, and then I was just working in there pretty
Amazing.
much. So
That's clearly all you need to become like a superstar, top line writer and singer songwriter.
obsession
You just need a shed with a radiator in it, mate, and obsession. Yeah, you just need obsession and dedication.
and some room. Did you guys like what? How did you guys start? Am I allowed to ask this? Yeah.
Asking the interviewers the questions we like here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar. Like in terms of the setup, yeah. Like my first like setup was super booky. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even have like studio monitors. It was just like a pair of like hi-fi speakers, like the standard proper
Like
DIY
Rockets or something.
Yeah, it's like the proper.
KLK Rocket 5s, yeah.
Like, even before the Rockets, I had like some like actual like passive with an amp.
Oh, yeah.
Like real bootleg setup. Yeah.
To produce though. On
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was
That's
nasty.
crazy.
Yeah.
that's very Steve Lacy vibes.
I'll take that.
He used to make stuff on just his iPhone.
His phone, didn't he? Yeah, he used to record for it. Yeah. I'm a big Steve Lacy fan.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And then I think you went to the college, didn't you?
I went to uni, but only like 10 years after I'd started making tunes.
Ah, fair.
The uni was more just free time and free money. I was like, oh, great, yeah. I mean, it's like now all of a sudden you've got scheduled time in the week where you have to work on music and you got a student loan for it. And I was working in pubs So yeah, I'd already started writing and releasing music, even with Harry by that point. But no, it was the same thing for me. I just got some cheap monitors 20 years ago and just...
But I was a bit like,
started teaching
I was
myself.
like listening to like rock and stuff as well. Like I was playing guitar.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guitar, drums, trumpet, and like similar sort of music tastes as well, like R&B, soul, but also like the rock, grunge sort of stuff, punk, and a little bit of grime and hip hop for me as well. But yeah,
Have you ever thought about what links all of the things that you used to listen to together? Like for me,
yes,
I always equate it with like hard bass line. Like, because a lot of those Timberland stuff had crazy good bass lines.
Yeah, I mean, as a
Super heavy.
producer, he's a joke, isn't he? Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah, and you said like NERD as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like those Pharrell and like
The Neptunes and
like
stuff.
crazy producers. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a good question actually. Like, what links all the things together? Like, I would just say like, definitely from like the R&B side, like anything soulful. That's why I think we've ended up writing the music we write, because it's just like anything soulful I just love. But then like with drum and bass as well, it's quite like a rebellious genre. So like, I used to listen to like metal and stuff. Like I had a phase with like metal and stuff, and even like hip hop as well, which is it's all quite rebellious, I think. Yeah, it's like anything away from the mainstream is what I would say. I'm gonna add that question to my list. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, she might take your job.
The podcast.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I'm sat here being like, I'm panicking.
Yeah, like, that's actually a sick question. Yeah. Thoughts on that, Jack?
No, I'm just thinking about what I need to say and do to not get replaced here. It's a genuine concern.
I couldn't do this more than once. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Too busy, mate. Too busy.
No,
Too busy
no,
playing
like-
Wembley arenas and that. Yeah?
No, I just, like I have to mentally prepare for these kind of things.
Yeah.
For sure. So this is...
I just get stoned and ramble. It's a lot easier.
No, you guys are like talkers, I feel. I feel like you're proper good at continuing a convo. I think it's a skill in itself. Not just for this.
just in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not often I get complimented for being chatty. It's usually the other way around. It's usually me getting slagged off for being so chatty. So yeah, again, I'll take it. I'll take
Jealousy.
it. Damn, I wish I had such good podcasting skills.
Always aimed at me. Always aimed at me.
Who's aiming at what? You what?
She's
Oh, right.
firing shots. She just fires shots like you don't see them. They're real like covert. You know, like in that John Wick film where they just shoot each other in the thing like ping ping ping.
Just
I quite like that.
under the
though.
jacket.
That's literally.
Sometimes they go under the radar.
That's air. No, I pick.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
clock
yeah.
all of them. By the way, I clock all of them.
Nothing's getting past him.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So you've met Eli.
Yes.
He's introduced you to liquid drum and bass, or you already know about at this point. But he
Yeah.
kind of like
The
fortified
writing
it.
side for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So you were working with him at uni then on Chains.
Yeah. We did this tune called In My Head, which is the first D&B thing I ever released, I think, on SGN Limited.
Oh, come on.
And then that was like second year of uni or something that we wrote that. And then after that, the next one was Never Too Old, which was, I think, just the end of uni.
Which is just mental, innit? Like, second single, throw that one out. Never Too Old.
Nuts.
Just like becomes a seminal anthem. Crazy.
It's weird. I think I did some stuff with Dexel as well in between that. Do you remember?
Yeah, Dexter.
I mean,
Yeah, damn.
Dexter, there's three of them, aren't there?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Ember and can't remember who else was what their aliases are
One was
now.
called Adam.
Adam.
Yeah, I remember their names. I don't remember their
Yeah,
artist
yeah.
names of what they've gone to now. But yeah,
Yeah.
Dexter, yeah, they were sick.
And then I did some other stuff with other people, but I can't quite remember. But yeah, Never Too Old was one of the first ones. Yeah.
And that was on Shogun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one.
Was that was on 15 years of Shogun,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is wild because
Yeah.
now it's 20 years of Shogun.
Yeah, I don't like thinking about that. Like, wow, what have we done for 5 years? Jeez.
I mean, we know what you've done. What
Yeah.
have I done for 5 years? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, just to give you some scary context, I was at 10 years of Shogun and went
the
to
event.
5 years of Shogun Audio party as well, or went to a Shogun party when it was shortly after they celebrated a 5-year anniversary.
Wow.
Like 2009. Actually, you know what? I actually vividly remember. Do you remember when they used to do the vinyl days at Spitalfields? Like the vinyl,
yeah.
what was it called? Like the record store day.
They still
Did
do.
you ever go to one of those?
No, never.
You know Spitalfields Market?
Yeah.
Liverpool Street? They used to have like a thing called Record Store Day where like all the British like independent labels would just sell.
Oh, the indie
that's
label
awesome.
market, that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And basically, I remember Shogun being there and me being like, obviously Galaxy had just formed at this point, And I went up to the Shogun stand. I don't know who was working on it, but I was like, oh yeah, we make chains. Like, can I get an email address? And then I bought a 10 years vinyl there as well.
Really?
That's just a random memory that came to mind, yeah.
Is that what started you working with Shogun?
No, they didn't get back to us. They actually didn't reply to the email.
No, that was me and Harry. After we signed, they were like, you got any friends making good tunes? And we were like, yeah, there's these guys Galaxy that are all right. They're not too... No, I'm joking. That's
So
not how it
actually,
went down.
you like kind of got me in and these guys got you in.
No, I'm joking.
Like,
That's a wind up.
no,
They were scouted by
What
Shogun
are
off
we
their
doing
own
here?
account. Like, they were just good.
We were trying to join hospital. That's all I know.
Oh.
We were trying to join hospital. Listen. Yeah. But, you know, things worked out for the best. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's been that's mad that was 5 years ago, by the way. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I actually came to the 15 years show. Where was it? Was it a Fabric? Or yeah, was it
Testing my
Fabric?
knowledge now. I can't remember.
15 years.
Was that site? Oh yeah, it was, yeah. Oh yeah, it was a Fabric,
Yeah,
yeah.
I came and I was too scared to actually go into the back. So I just stayed on the floor.
No way.
Emperor was playing and it was like one of the probably the best set that I'd seen up until that point. And I was just like, I'm just gonna stay here. I don't want to talk to anyone.
I don't remember it at all.
I remember a Shogun show. It might have been 15 years. God, we're old, man.
Oh, my brain is
Don't
just
say it.
fried. Would that have been 2019 as well?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
COVID.
the chaos before COVID. Oh, sorry. I'm having
Yeah.
like a moment of existentialism. Can we move on?
Weird. That's what happened in the 5 years. COVID happened.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist really.
Yeah, let's ignore the last 5 years.
But we've all come out swinging. To be
We have
fair.
all come out swinging.
Yeah,
we have.
yeah. So let's talk about phone line, by the way.
Yeah.
All I wrote down was phone line segment because I kind of just want you two to talk about it. To be honest, like I'm not involved, but
It's like me and you and the plan.
Well, I want
Yeah.
you to talk about it. I want to hear your
I actually
perspective
don't
on
know
it.
the story of how this tune came together.
He's heard my perspective on it too often.
Okay.
So
I can kind of, well, we had one session and then I think we did the drop in that session, right? But not the intro.
yeah, I think so. I
And then
can't remember.
Just beautiful chords. Beautiful pads.
Yeah, the intro to that tune is like actually nuts. It's one of my favorite intros of a tune for sure.
The
The rest of the tune's crap.
etherealness.
Just the
That's
intro is
obviously-
really good. Yeah. No, you're doing your thing on the intro as well. What are we doing here?
It's quite wild though, like how just some chorded pads and your ad libs,
Yeah.
those first 16 bars are so not blowing my own trumpet here, blowing your trumpet here, but iconic. Because and like I always end sets on that tune and I always bring it down and I specifically I want people to have at least 10 seconds of hearing that intro before they hear your first lyrics, because that's the bit that always like makes the hair stand up on it's the reaction you get just from hearing those chords and your ad libs and everyone goes it's fun, like they clock what it is and they all just go mental for it, and yeah, it's crazy.
It's quite jokes.
I love playing it.
So I found sometimes on sets that people don't know it from right at the beginning because it's so like quiet and it's
Yeah.
up. But it's quite nice like seeing the realization when people like, especially people that maybe don't know all the tunes and then they like clock on something that they know and they're like, but it only happens like 6 seconds down the line.
Yeah.
Or like 10 seconds down the line. So it's quite cool. But yeah, I don't think there's anything better than euphoric pads. That's my vibe. Forget the drums and the bass.
It's literally your
just make
vibe.
ambient
Euphoric.
music. Yeah, just make ambient. Yeah.
I've been thinking about maybe starting another project that's literally just ambient stuff. But that's another story. Yeah.
Well, I've logged that. We're gonna come back to that. Yeah.
Phone line. Yeah. Phone line was really fun to make.
Mm-hmm.
I like working with you guys because you let me cook. Like sometimes in sessions, there's this sort of urgency for writing something really good, really fast. And I don't always work the best in those environments. But you guys, because you develop everything for the most part from scratch. And it kind of just feels like a natural progression to write with you as you're making the beats. And as the rhythms change, like I can change based
It's like
on
our
that.
our
Like,
paces work.
They align,
they
yeah.
align as opposed to feeling like you're being rushed or
Or like someone's coming with
feeling
the whole
like you're
idea
rushing.
already, and it's like right to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not as like I really don't mind listening to the same loop for like, I don't know, 2 hours. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so okay with that. But there's other people that need like just I guess they just require stuff faster, and it kind of throws you off a bit because you're like the stress of trying to write that is difficult. But you guys are just chill. You're great.
Thank you. Well, so are you. And I enjoy writing with you because you cook.
Oh yeah.
So was most of the phone line done in like one session then?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so, or like 2.
2 sessions, each session 1 take. Really? Well, come on. Like, it's not like we have to sit there and go through 32 different takes and trim out like that really good phrase and that really good phrase and that really. It's like you can just sit there and go, well, that 8 bars is absolutely perfect. So like, don't need to touch that or go like draw for anything. And 9 times out of 10, it ends up being take 1 or take 2.
Wow.
And so take 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's like, did we even really need to do those?
Showing off at that point. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel like I had definitely have to do more than a few takes because I don't ever believe in the first one until we've done a few more, and then you're like, you cycle back.
You need the context,
okay.
I think we did have a few
like,
sessions to finish it up, didn't we? Like it was, but it was playable from 1 or 2 sessions, and we were already rinsing it, and it was just getting it like over the line, really.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like mixes and stuff though. Like so often, like we'll do like 13 mixes of a tune, and then mix 2 is actually the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to like go like too far down the line to realize actually the vibe was way back there.
Yeah.
It's a necessary evil.
So I get that. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, but like your writing process is really interesting though. Like, I mean, I think I've been in like 1 session with you, maybe when we did a writing camp once.
No, surely more than that.
2 max.
Maybe 2. Yeah.
But I've seen you work.
Devon writing camp, but then were you not at the ones in
Bristol?
The Bristol house?
We weren't on the same.
Were
you never on the same?
Yeah,
they're
there was a
interesting.
Shogun one that I wasn't at that you were at, and then there was a Shogun one that we were at that you weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
It would have been too powerful if they put us in the same room, basically.
Yeah, that's
like,
they're trying to keep us away from.
Yeah, like it was intentional.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, like if you had to kind of like summarize your writing process and your creative process, like where does like, because obviously like you're writing quite like big lyrics and it's like big energetic tunes, but there's like a lot of the content itself is like,
Yeah.
it's good. It's like it's quite like double entendres and all this stuff, like meanings and all this stuff. It's not just like, it's not trash, basically. So it's actually quite good. So
I think it depends on the context. Like sometimes I want to chat shit. Sometimes I just want to write fun stuff that people can sing. Sometimes I'll write like on the basis of what the other person has produced, like, especially in D&B because the bass line's always doing bits.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to follow what other people have done.
Yeah.
But I always, at the moment in the back of my mind, I have streaming because I like the challenge of just trying to write something that streams well because it's a skill. And like, I think that people hate on commercial tunes, probably myself included, like especially commercial D&B. But to get to that stage, I think it's like a mad skill, these songwriters that just have like hits.
Yeah.
And so to be able to kind of like try and channel a little bit of that is interesting to me. So
Yeah.
I guess writing process. Sometimes I start from the instrumental. Sometimes I start with a melody. Sometimes I'll just like scat into a mic and then form the lyrics based on like the affectation of like, you know what I mean, like the A-E-I-O-U of what I'm doing, and then
That's some technical stuff I don't know about. Yeah, dropping the technical.
The vowels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it really. It really depends on what I've got in front of me. But I do quite like writing to instrumental because and then it like alleviates some of the stress from my head of like, okay, I've just got lyrics and melody to write and some harmonies rather than the whole rest of everything else.
You don't have to worry too much about structure and like energy levels being brought up. It's just almost like the instrumentation can dictate some of that for you.
Will there ever be sessions though where, like, let's say you're in a session where the producer is kind of starting from scratch, will you be telling that producer, like, will you be inputting on what they're doing as well?
Yeah, I'm a picky bugger, me.
Yeah. No, I love that, yeah.
Cheers. Wouldn't have it any other way, though.
But not, I don't mean just for, like, the vocal, like, the actual, nice.
Fully,
yeah, because you play the piano and stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
I've seen you play the piano pretty
Yeah,
cool,
mate, yeah.
But it's not that. It's more like production side of things.
Yeah.
I know how I want it to sound. And sometimes I don't always have the kind of technical expertise to achieve it like quickly, but I really love production and I love sound design, as I've said before in this podcast. But I love trying to make it sound a certain way. So I'm definitely heavily involved, I'd say. You've probably...
Yeah.
We were in a session last week.
We were, yeah.
So, no.
But I mean, I always say to you though that I think it's key that it's why we enjoy writing with you, because you do get hands-on, not just with what people would assume your role in a session would be, which is, like you said, to write lyrics and to sing a vocal. It's like you're involved with the structural elements of the song. You're involved with the chord progression of the song. You're involved. You get involved with sound design ideas and things like that. Like you've got an opinion, but I think it's the most valuable thing that someone can bring to a studio.
As a songwriter,
having ideas and opinions. You don't necessarily need to have skills.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a songwriter, I was going to say that is actually an essential skill to understand song structure, right? And actually, you probably find like a lot of, as kind of drum and bass becomes more mainstream, and like, you know, tunes are being written as songs rather than like as like first drop, second drop, or whatever. I guess a lot of producers won't have that like that structural skill, like that arrangement skill in their head. Because I mean, we have to write tunes with like 32 bar intro, 48 bar drop or whatever.
Oh, it's almost like there's rules, isn't it?
Yeah, like
actually,
D&B is
the
very structured in terms of
commercialization of it is breaking the rules in a sense. And actually, I think it's rare that people can say commercialization of a music is rule breaking, but actually this is.
It's not rule breaking, it's habit breaking.
Habit breaking. That's a better way of putting it.
Yeah, because like I actually always say this, like whenever I make other genres of music, like you don't have to be so structured in terms of like
you've got a bit more freedom to kind of do what you want to do.
As a DJ, you're like, oh, I need it to be this so I can actually DJ it, basically. I guess that's what it comes down to, right?
I think the biggest factor that kind of differentiates big streaming tunes, or like tunes that fit into the commercial sphere but stand the test of time, is like obviously commercial structure, but then also breaking the rules and like maybe having sounds that are kind of unique at the same time. I think that's what Chase and Status do so well, is that they have this super strong sound, but then in the backbone of it, for want of a better...
So you did there?
The backbone of it is always like songy in a way.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that does like the numbers has always got like song structure to it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Basically just love Chase and Status. What can I say?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good segue.
Hey.
Let's talk about some of the songwriting stuff, because I don't know how much you talk about like I guess you do talk about it, right? The fact that you've been songwriting for loads of different people or whatever, but I don't know how many people actually know like how involved you actually are.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I did actually want to talk about today, just to kind of shine a light on that side of things as well.
Okay.
So like when was your first like I don't say breakthrough moment, but like as a songwriter for like another artist, when did that start? And kind of, how did you...
like, who's the first person that I wrote for?
Yeah, and like, how did you get into that, basically?
This has been really recent, like probably last year development, but I've always wanted to do it. Because I have so many bloody demos that I just would wish that someone else would take.
Yeah.
And I just thought, actually, what I want to write for myself is a specific way, but that's quite like pigeonholes you, I think, as a songwriter. So why not just like explore a little bit? So obviously we did some stuff with Ayama. Before that, I used to work at a youth music project in Nottingham called Circle of Light. It sounds like a cult.
That does sound
like a cult, yeah.
Circle of Light. It was actually really good. We would just it would be like teaching young people how to make an album, basically, was the premise. And throughout that, I would be working with young people on their ideas and stuff and trying to get songs over the line and released. And so I guess maybe that's where it started. This was like during COVID time, probably, or just afterwards. But I'd say the breakthrough moment was probably Disconnect.
Yeah, of course.
Because I've written stuff for other people before that, but I think it's opened up a whole new world of like, okay, you can actually do this now. So we want you in this room to write for this person. And so I've had the chance to like meet people that I wouldn't meet just releasing like what I released personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the one that did it.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad one to like make a name though, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. But now I'm like, I need to get one bigger now, you know.
Yeah, you want to get that Grammy, innit? Yeah. Nah, but real talk though, man. Yeah, and like, I guess you kind of alluded to it before, like, obviously part of the beauty of it is that you're already writing stuff anyway, so like it's quite nice to be able to like give stuff to other people that you're not going to use maybe for your project. And I guess when you're writing specifically for, so let's say someone's brought you in to write for them specifically, is there less pressure? Is there more pressure? Like, what's the difference, do you feel like?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
What a horrific answer. Sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't.
Okay.
But like, depends. If the artist is like massive, then there's so much pressure.
Of course, yeah.
And just because there's expectation and time and money and stuff. But if it's someone that's more like upcoming, it's great.
More fun, yeah.
Because you can just listen to someone else and what they want and maybe the range of their voice and just go off. Like sometimes they'll bring in references, which is great because you can just imitate. Like so many tunes nowadays, probably not for the best, but like so many tunes are just imitations of other tunes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Is a lot easier than coming up with something that's completely new. And for my own stuff, like maybe a lot of the stuff I'm going to release next year is a lot more like conceptual or lyric narrative based. And so going into a room where you can kind of let someone else take the lead in terms of what they want to write about is amazing. Yeah, very fun. I'm quite a stress pot though, so I'll stress a lot in sessions anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes yes and sometimes no.
And would you say you get like the same, this is a real podcast question, would you get the same level of like fulfillment and joy for like writing from other people as you do for your own projects as well? Nice.
Yeah, for sure. I think I have to do both in order to feel fulfilled. If I was just doing one, then I'd think there's a whole different world out there that I haven't explored. I think maybe the most important thing actually is to keep testing, like challenging myself. So when things start to get a bit too commercial, I get the itch to like try and write about Greek mythology or some shit.
I thought you were going to say ick there. So I get the ick and I just like need to do something else.
And then I just want to quit music altogether.
Yeah.
Who hasn't had that itch? But yeah. And then when I'm writing stuff that's too conceptual, I'm like, yeah, but we're going to earn some money or something.
Yeah, got to pay the bills. Yeah.
So yeah, both I think is really important.
Nice.
Balance.
You're a balance.
Need that balance.
That's kind of perfect though, man. Like, and I guess similarly, yeah, like we've spoken about it before, just like, for example, finishing an album project and then just wanting to do something completely different for the next like 3 to 6 months. Like, I can completely relate to that.
Yeah. Do you get to the end of the album and hate the album?
Yeah, well, we've only done one. We've not done like 17 of these. We are doing another one at the moment, and we're kind of getting near the end, and I'm already so gassed for the moment I can just stop working on it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's such... You haven't done an album yet, have you?
No.
But like...
I think it would kill me.
Yeah, I think based on what you said already about how stressed you might die. Yeah, it might
I
finish you.
definitely would.
But like, near the end... Because the end is just the hardest part as well, because it's just like you've heard the tunes 8 million times and you're just hearing like little, when you're at that point of the tune where you're just hearing little things like, this needs to change by like 1/8 of a dB here, and that bit's not fun, man. So you just want to get past all that.
I find that gets harder to do as well the more albums you do.
Yeah.
Harder to go, this is done.
Yeah.
Is that because you're trying to one-up yourself? Or
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's hard to gauge where that like ceiling of possibility is. Like, how much better could we be?
And also, like, have we
processing from the last album to this one?
Yeah.
How much better can we be in terms of, I don't know, bringing, like, doing something different or interesting with the structure?
Well, how do you do that? Is it like...
Well, exactly. How do you do it? And it, like, you can sit there just like listening over and over and over and over and over again to tunes, being like, I don't actually know what it is we need to do, but we need to do something. And then 3 months later, you're like, I've done nothing, but it's fine. We'll just submit it anyway.
I think the other thing as well is like when you're releasing anything creative, it's like, has this new thing that I've created said anything different? Like, has it done anything different to what I've done before? Do you know what I mean? Like, you always want the newest thing you're working on to like, I don't know, convey a slightly different message or like do something slightly different, like, yeah, like musically, sonically, whatever it is. Because I guess if you've just recreated a previous project, then it's like, that was kind of pointless, right?
Yeah, but then there's again, balance, man, because we got told off by someone in the Instagram comments today being like, oh, I really like your stuff, but I preferred your old stuff.
Oh, but then you're always going to get...
Shut up, leave me alone,
You're
man.
always going to get that.
Do you really want us making the same old stuff
Some people
for
do that.
8+ years?
Some people do that, yeah.
Don't want any experimentation or expansion. on what we could do.
Do you think it's hard to, in a scene that's so particular, do you think it's hard to diversify?
What do you mean by particular?
Well, like drum and bass is drums and bass for the most part.
Yeah.
Do you think it's hard to diversify? Like, say if you wanted to write a dubstep tune. Okay, obviously it would have your sonics.
Yeah.
But do you think that it would be difficult to be kind of like received by other people? Do you think?
I think it's an interesting question, right? Because there are artists who are known specifically for being able to do multiple styles. So, like, off the top of my head, like Alex Perez, for example, if he released a dubstep tune, tomorrow, he just did a Liquid album, right? Like 3 months ago. And then if he did a dubstep tune tomorrow, no one would bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
I think it'd be difficult if, like, Pola and Bryson decide to make a dubstep tune. Maybe not, though. Like, if it sounded like Pola and Bryson, maybe not. Yeah.
I've got a stance on this. For a long, long time, there was a good decade where every single drum and bass album that ever came out had either a dubstep,
the kind of cliche,
you'd have the cliche, not one
tempo beat,
drum and bass, one non-drum and bass tune, right? And probably about 80% of the albums I listened to over those 10 years, the non-drum and bass tune ended up being my favourite one on the whole album.
Yeah,
right?
facts, to be fair.
And I think it's not because that tune was better than all the other tunes on the album. It was just refreshing to hear, as long as the artist in question had still put 110% into that tune, and it wasn't just like let me have a go at doing something different. If it's a bit naff, it's a bit naff, and I'll throw it out anyway. All of these tunes were like top notch. So it was like, as long as it's a good track. But then that wasn't really the question, was it? It was more if someone threw out a 4-track EP.
Yeah.
That's where suddenly if
I mean, that's what I want to do. Like, for sure.
I'd love to do that, but...
Well, I was going to ask, is that something you would do under the Emily Makis project?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'd love to, but at the same time, I feel like when people know you for a certain thing and then you throw something that's completely different out there, there's almost like a bit of a shock to the system, and then maybe it doesn't do as well. And not that you should be that concerned with things doing well, but I am.
Yeah. I mean, famously in dance music, a lot of artists, what makes them like, we're producers, right? So people know us for making drum and bass tunes as producers, whereas I don't think people know you for being a drum and bass singer.
Yeah.
They know you for your voice, man.
I've done a lot of
amazing,
though.
and you're amazing writing as well.
I would actually say that for everyone. I think actually you can make a choice to be a producer or a vocalist, or you can make a choice to be an artist. And I think at that point, then
like, you're an artist.
I think you're an artist as well. I think we're all artists. I think at that point, it's not about necessarily the tempo of the music you're making. It's about the sound. And I think if you can make a Pola and Bryson tune that sound a 140 Pola and Bryson tune, it would actually make sense.
You do that?
And like we've already released like 3 or 4 garage tunes, you know, like we've done garage before in the past, and we're playing our sets, and I think people are kind of used to the idea now that there's other genres that you can play.
Yeah, my wife cannot shut up about your garage stuff. She keeps texting me being like, when am I going to hear all of these garage dubs? Yeah, she wants to hear this garage album that you're cooking.
Yeah.
We would love to, man. But similarly for you, like honestly, if you popped up on like an Interplanetary Criminal tune tomorrow,
I'd be so down. Yeah.
But I literally I would not be shocked, and I would not be shocked in the slightest. I'd be like, that makes complete sense.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
when you start doing D&B, when I started doing drum and bass, there was a small period of time, when you're like brand new to the scene there, everyone and their nan wants to get you on a tune.
Yeah.
So for a while I was
no, we can't relate to that.
no,
but probably
it's an Emily Makis thing, mate. Come on.
All sorts of people. But so like, I think maybe it's like any other scene is the same. Like, if you do one tune that does all right, then everybody in that scene is going to want to like do a session with you and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it's quite hard to not get pigeonholed, because I love D&B like more than anything. But I just think limiting yourself is sad, because there's so much other stuff that is out there.
Honestly, I feel like you haven't oversaturated yourself though. I think
hopefully not.
I definitely don't think you have. I think you've picked your kind of collaborators and projects very well.
Yeah.
Because
but also, I think we know things that other people don't know as well, and we've heard things that other people don't know.
What have you heard?
So, like, I'm just trying to be like subtle here, innit? But like, I don't think you are pigeonholed to a genre, mate. Like, and even if others felt like you were, I think you have a significant amount of flexibility to be able to break those molds and break out of those molds that other people have put you in, but like break out those brackets. Because I don't know, I agree with what you're saying. It's about like the style and the vibe, and there is a vibe to your music that I've heard translated into stuff at different tempos, and like I know it works. So like I'm excited for other people to hear that and to see like what further, like how much further that goes as well, because there is like a sort of, there is a tonal crossover with a lot of drum and bass as well, isn't there? Like there's that like with liquid drum and bass, you'll get loads of like people that also like hip hop and soul and R&B, because it all comes from that, right? But then you'll also get people that actively follow, so they'll hear a featured artist on a track, and then they'll go, oh, he's a rapper. They'll go and listen to his solo stuff. Oh, it's all hip hop.
Well, look at Children of Zeus as a great example.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? So there's loads of stuff like that. Stop Motion Orchestra. I only heard about them because Spy did a remix of them, and then I found out that I loved them.
And we did a remix of them.
And you did as well, yeah. But that came like a decade later.
Don't worry about that, though, innit? That's fine.
Yeah, who hooked that up?
Not you, bro. What? Not you, bro.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Pola and Brian.
That was us.
Sorry.
That was us, no? Was that not Solvent? Was that not Solvent?
Solvent was slightly involved.
Exactly. Yeah,
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
I thought you were just saying it.
No.
Yeah,
That
was me.
No, that was Solvent.
But yeah, I think the point you make is a good one. And I guess, to turn it into a question then, like, looking at all of your favourite artists in other genres, like, where would you see us? To be fair, it's actually one of the Instagram questions. I'm sorry, whoever asked it. I'm going to just ask it now. Like,
You have names on there.
Yeah, I've got names on it. I can scroll through the list maybe quickly and see it. Someone asked a really good. Oh yeah, it was X Omega. Is Omega?
Omega.
I've done it. It's this person.
Everyone's got silly Instagram names.
Honestly, the names I can't never read them out properly. It's X and then Omega, but it's one word. So I don't know if it's like Zomega or X Omega. I don't know.
It's Jimmy O'Sullivan.
Like X.
XOMG.
No, like XOMEGA.
Sorry, that
yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, the question was, if D&B didn't exist, what music would you be making mostly? And also, thanks for signing my phone line record, by the way.
Oh, you're so welcome. X-Omega.
X-Omega. Change your name, maybe. Maybe change your name.
You sure it wasn't Megan with an
No. They've asked a question before and I messed it up before as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe
it's actually my
running
fault.
theme.
Yeah, it's actually my fault.
What would I make if I wasn't making...
If D&B didn't exist as a genre?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't actually know the answer to that.
Can I give you my answer?
What, as in, what would I do? Yeah.
I mean... I think we've spoken about it before, but like, I don't know, your voice is what's the word? Flexible. Like you can sing on many different styles, but honestly, like there's like a power to it and like a soulfulness to it. I just think you could just be like, who would be like a good example? Like maybe not SZA, but like I'm thinking in that R&B. More that realm, just like R&B, but maybe some like electronic edge to it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you who I really like. What's her name? Charlotte Day Wilson. Like that kind of like, it's like really well produced. That kind of vibe. That'd be my pick.
That's kind of cool.
That'd be my pick.
I love SZA. I've just recently been getting into her album, and the songwriting is crazy.
It's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
So unexpected, but I think I'd have to do a fusion thing because I love like at the moment breakbeat's massive with like proper trancey backbone to it. Love that stuff. So maybe a bit of that. Like I really like things that have a nod to trance. Big pads and synth lines.
To be fair, you did mention the pads before.
I did. I like a good pad, but I also like, like this kind of stuff that MIA is doing, where it's like I've not listened to MIA in years. Yeah, new MIA. Yeah. Not even new MIA, like old MIA. Okay. The albums that you were probably listening to. That's like very production led, like big beats with Eastern stuff in there.
Yeah. It's kind of like. Almost hip hop, but like
kind of.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Electronic. But then maybe something that's kind of like ethnic-y as well, and something where I can kind of.
Funny enough, someone else asked about that as well. And he's definitely Greek because his last name's like Ioannidis, like
Ioannidis.
There you go, like Ioannidis.
Yeah.
There you go. So he asked, have you ever thought about incorporating your Greek/Cypriot heritage into your music?
Yeah, I've tried to do that in the past. It's really hard. I've tried to find samples as well in old Greek music and stuff, but a lot of them are in like 5/7 or weird time signatures where you can't quite do it.
Yeah.
And
5/7's a mad time signature. That's a mad time signature. Yeah.
Actually, if you like listen to it for long enough, it becomes
4/4. Yeah.
But I don't want it to be a gimmick either. So I think if I was going to do it, I'd want it to be a really bloody good record. Like rep my country.
Keep hunting, find the right sample sort of thing.
Who's like the most famous like Greek/Cypriot artist that maybe we'd know?
Right now, it'd probably be the woman that was on Eurovision, whose name is the fire. Elena Fuerera or something. I don't listen to a lot of new Greek music. It's really bad. It's out on me.
You and me both. You and me both.
I mean, I went to Rhodes earlier this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the Selecki weren't amazing. I'll be honest.
Nah. Did you go to like Did you go to a traditional?
We went to a couple joints. Yeah.
There's some amazing pop from like back in the day.
Yeah. What I was hearing, like, I was like, everything else about that country was amazing.
Yeah, but
Selection was kind of crazy.
If you go back in time to when it was like there was like traditional like bouzouki, traditional instruments, you'll find a lot more gold.
Yeah, but I'm hearing more like EDM-y stuff.
Yeah. They love a bit of EDM.
Yeah, they do it. All these, I was in Turkey like 3 weeks ago as well. Similar vibe.
Yeah,
like it's just like EDM, but like with like Turkish music, and it's bad. Yeah. Bring back the instruments, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like I think that like Greeks are so funny, man. At New Year's on the TV, basically they just like sing and drink in like a television panel type thing with people like in the middle of the kind of, but imagine Loose Women but like 50 women like, and they're all just sat around drinking, eating and dancing in the middle with someone singing amazing like vocals. But it's I don't know, EDM, Greek EDM is not quite the vibe. It's
not, it's like they caught, do you remember like when pop had that like thing like 10 years ago where like everything had like a dubstep 16 bars in it? That kind of vibe, but with like EDM now.
I hate that.
It's not great.
It doesn't sound fun.
It's not great.
No.
But you did say earlier that you were trying to maybe write lyrics about Greek mythology, right?
Yeah, I did this tune. Hopefully it will come out at some point. But I wrote about the sirens in Odysseus. Have you read the Odyssey?
I definitely have read parts of it. Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
It's a massive book though, isn't it?
It's massive. I have not read the Odyssey. My mum
Yeah.
has like Odyssey for Dummies in the like book room, whatever.
Yeah.
And
library.
Not book room.
That's a library, by the way.
It
was like the book room.
You mean the library? Yeah.
In the West Wing.
I thought library sounds a bit like Ponzi.
Yeah.
The library. Just where she has her books.
Just a room dedicated to books.
Yeah.
I think that's a library.
That's not podcasty. So I was reading that, and then there's this story where basically Odysseus is leaving one island with his men or whatever, and he's trying to pass the seas, and there's these sirens that are singing.
Oh yeah, they call them to their death, don't they?
To the thing, the pole thing.
Mast.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
What do you rhyme Odysseus with?
Theseus.
Prometheus.
I'm so glad Rich isn't here, by the way. I was just thinking about the chat you two will be having right now about rhyming Odysseus.
Do you guys freestyle ever?
No.
Me and Rich used to live together.
Yes.
And sometimes at afters, we just have rap battles.
Damn.
Yeah.
Would it be like insulting, or would it?
Any of these?
Nah, it'd be more like it'd be like like jokey bars about each other, but like trying to use like objects in the room or whatever. I think he's got a video of one of them, to be honest. I don't ever want to see it ever again.
I do. I
want to see it.
every
I feel
day.
like you should add it as a clip.
Maybe we'll add it as a clip.
We should make it just the new podcast intro.
Yeah? Just that every time.
Just like 4 bars completely out of context of you.
Actually, here's a fun fact as well, actually. So Shogun Christmas Party, the infamous one at Phonox, 2018 or whatever.
That one.
The last set of the night was Edit and Rich. This is like 6 a.m. But we're all mashed. Like,
no, John's mashed.
Nah, bro.
No, I was all right. You were gone.
Bro, there was like 19 Willips on our set. We were not all right. We were not all right. I got on the mic right at the end as like Edit's putting down the last tune. I don't know what I'm even saying, but we sampled it in our first album.
He's saying,
there's a clip
Yo,
Like,
you man.
Fonox.
Fonox. After party.
After party, Edit's house.
And he's trying to draw like 300 man to Edit's
Edit's
gaff.
house, yeah, like around the corner.
Did you say the address as well?
Nah, I didn't say the address. But literally,
Yeah, they put that on the album.
But
as
that's
well.
like the sets on SoundCloud. Me and Tom actually sampled that and put it in our first album. Yeah,
I need to go back.
It's
yeah, I was
very
only
funny.
doing it as jokes. But yeah, no, I can't freestyle.
Can I ask why was it infamous? Just because everyone was mashup?
No, it's just infamous because like we played. It was a Galaxy back-to-back Pola and Bryson set
With Visionobi.
with Rich, and it was just like.
It was just vibes, man.
Yeah.
But
We were
also
on
like
really early.
12 wheel ups. Like it was like a ridiculous amount of wheel ups there. Yeah.
But the crowd was very.
Oh yeah, no, it was in context.
It
Yeah.
set the tone. Like everybody had been rolling out like nice kind of chilled sets, and we got on, and it was maybe like 40 minutes we lasted. But and when you listen back to the set, it sounded like, oh yeah, we lasted 40 minutes of like keeping the vibe going, and then all hell broke loose. And it kind of was, but it was progressively
Yeah.
it like built and
The
built
gas
and built.
built.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
so good. Yeah, the gas built for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
To the point where it just like once a wheel up was done. It was that. That was
floodgates.
it. It just
The
became, we went
floodgates,
back
yeah.
into like competitive mode with each other.
Yeah. It's
it was
still one
like-
of my favourite sets to this day I've ever played. For
Yeah,
sure.
too. And but it's just the club as well. That place is just the vibe.
We
man.
talk
It
about
really
literally
does
every
create.
podcast.
It creates a
Have you
special
not
energy
been?
in there, man.
Yeah, we did one at Phonox when
Yeah,
hospitality.
Oh yeah,
Woods.
when the
And how
Queen,
good
when the
was
Queen
it?
died.
It was a
When the
great
Queen
night,
died.
that wasn't
Yeah, that
it?
was
Yeah.
good, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And like that night was sick. But the Christmas party one that we'd done years before. That's why when they said hospitality in the woods isn't happening, if we were to host an event in London on that day, where would you want to do it? And we said Phonox,
Definitely.
100%. It's got to be
Fair,
Phonox. And then they were like, cool, we'll inquire. And then they came back a day later and they're like, we're going to do it at Phonox. And I was like, yes, here we go. Round 2.
Yeah.
How do
It
you
was
think
gassed.
that the raves have differed from like 2018 when you guys were DJing to now?
It's very different.
It is.
It's very
it, like,
different.
Is it better? Is it worse? Is it just different?
Political answer is different. You know what's weird actually? I think a lot of people, I've been speaking to a lot of DJs, you know, that's all I do all day, speak to DJs, yeah. But now everyone's kind of, I feel like everyone's kind of on the same thing of like a lot of people's bookings are abroad now. Like,
As in Central Europe? Or-
Yeah.
just everywhere, to be honest. Like, especially now that a lot of people got US visas and stuff, like,
I feel like outside the UK,
The
things
market-
seem to be doing very well.
yeah, the market is wider. But it also, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've played like 30% of my shows this year in the UK, like genuinely. But the shows abroad, I feel like that reminds me of like
Where we were 10
2018.
years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's almost like other parts of the world, how I'm perceiving it is other parts of the world are having that sort of, or are having similar waves to, and finding themselves in a position where they can host the kinds of events that we were all going to 10
yeah,
15 years ago.
basically that, yeah.
And now, but the difference is the UK is like 10 steps ahead in terms of like growth and expansion. And it's gotten to the point now where in order to maintain the thing that we always loved, which I think was it was a amalgamation. It was like the perfect balance between large scale events where you get to go often and see lots of artists, but the underground variety and selection of artists and the kind of music you were hearing in order to achieve those lineups and have something that would appeal to the wide demographic of drum and bass fans, you had to have a diverse and eclectic lineup. Less so now. I think people have realised that whilst there is loads of drum and bass fans that like it all, there is just as many new drum and bass fans that just like this one sound. So we can just afford to put on shows that are, I don't want to say they are just one thing. They're not. They're just
kind
a bit
of are,
more.
though.
They're more one-sounded than they were 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
Because there are promoters that equally, whilst it's still like 40-50% that one sound thing, there is still 50% or 40% of the lineup that is quite diverse. It's just, it's not the whole lineup being quite diverse. And I think that's the biggest problem. But yeah, I think it's just, it feels like the rest of the world seems to be having what we were having 10 years ago.
Yeah, the crowds are different too, I'd say.
Yeah.
When did you start performing? When did you start performing? Did you do pre-COVID shows or no?
I can't even remember. I think I did one just coming out of COVID with
Yeah.
Eli, funnily
Yeah.
enough. I definitely think there's a different energy UK and abroad.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell that. I was
Yeah.
in Belgium this weekend.
Nice.
And it wasn't like a jump up kind of show was an Andromedic, so it was like mostly dance floor and stuff.
Which is mental considering you were in Belgium.
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
wasn't a jump up show.
We got Rampage in February, which I'm shitting my
Exciting,
pants
mate.
for, because what the hell are we going to play? Like,
You're going to play you.
You're going to play
No,
you.
you're going to go and you're
What
going
you
to
don't
enjoy it, mate.
What you need to understand about this, though, Em, is that because we get it sometimes where we're like, or you've had it as well, where like you're like the one liquid act on like a sea
Token.
of Neuro and Jumper, and like Let It Roll this year. Like, Harry played, you didn't play, did you?
No.
So Let It Roll this year. Did you Let It Roll this year?
No,
in
not
summer?
this year.
So like Let It Roll is a great example, right? Like that's a heavy Neuro festival, and then they had the Shogun stage. It's popping off because like we were playing we played back to our work. We were playing like Caliber tunes, and like it was like people like thank you, like something different. Do you know what I mean? It's like your set will stand out massively.
I think it's different though when it's a whole stage, because like people go there for that specific.
But I'm telling you,
No, they're not.
I'm telling you,
I find it difficult.
People have bought a Rampage ticket because they want to be able to see 120 acts all in the same sort of like realm of music they like, right? And have it be super diverse.
Yeah.
They want to be able to go and watch Sota and then an hour and a half later go watch Emily Makis and then an hour and a half later go and see someone like Caliber.
Yeah.
That's what they want, and that's why the lineups are that way. And like people that will, the fact that there are 7 other stages the same time you're playing all of that other stuff, if they didn't like what you were doing, they would just go elsewhere. So anybody that's there in that tent, mate, they're there for you.
Yeah.
And so like go and shell it and you will have a great time, man. Like Rampage is...
It's funny though, because like with the whole, even now, I always like, whenever I play nights that are like heavier, I'm always like, oh, do I need to play a heavier set? And then you remember, like, oh wait, no, like we've been booked because we do what we do.
Yeah,
or
man.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, like.
Also, are you doing a Rampage open air or Rampage the inside one?
I
Is it the
think it's the inside one.
Okay, I haven't done that one. I can't speak for that one. That
No.
that one does look
You're like,
terrifying to
you
me.
need to play the heaviest
but
on
again,
that
like,
one.
mate, the fact that you've been booked to play on that stage, like, there's a reason why me and Harry haven't.
Is it you and Jack that are playing that one?
Yeah.
Sick.
That would be sick, mate.
I think it's mostly that, you know, sometimes when there's a difference in crowd reaction when you're playing Liquid on certain lineups in certain venues.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, why did we play that? Because it didn't get that reaction, but there might be like a really cool blend in there that people might not kind of like as much as the like tear your hair out shit. That's when I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we should change this part of the set for this event, because we just assume that people are going to like it more. But for Rampage, because it's like highly Belgian, I just think that, I don't know, we're going to have to make it a bit heavier.
I mean, listen, do whatever you think is right.
Yeah, mate.
But I'm telling
I
you,
appreciate the advice.
I'm telling you, like, it's not even, it's like, I'm not trying to give advice.
No.
But it's like, I just think whatever you do, people are going to like, basically. Honestly, like, that's why people come and see you, because they're just like, they enjoy what you do, so.
Well, thanks.
You just got to remind yourself sometimes. You got to remind yourself, I'm that guy sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, they've come to see me play, so like, whatever I do, they're going to have to come along for the ride.
Yeah,
So,
I like that. That's a nice mentality.
Yeah.
I'm running the ship, and you guys are the passenger. Well,
Kind of, yeah. But because I have the same conversation with myself sometimes, like, especially like when you get to the venue, you see what the person before you's playing.
Do you ever have the kind of something inside you to just like sell yourself out just a little bit? And just...
Yeah, sometimes it would be, I feel like, so actually Saturday would be a good example. We played at this Let It Roll event, which is obviously very heavy. And like, at one point I was just like, oh, should we just roll out like super heavy for an hour?
Yeah.
And I was like, actually, nah, man, like that. I have that conversation.
The demons were speaking.
Yeah, I had the intrusive thoughts. Like, always there, just play break tunes for an hour. Which, to be fair, would be vibes.
You should
but,
hear
like,
our
yeah.
set at, no, I shouldn't say this. Our set at Troxy is basically all break tunes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like when the break tunes never not work though, do you know what I mean? Like it's actually, that guy, man, he just knows.
Cheat code.
Yeah, literally a cheat code. But and then actually one thing I've learned, I guess, is that actually, like when you get to that moment of playing those really heavy tunes, if you play a lead up, which is like we said, like the gas builds, right? It makes that moment more of a crescendo, and more like, I don't know.
Like,
It's more,
yeah,
exactly. Like, sometimes pounding a crowd for an hour with heavy tunes, you kind of beat them into submission a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you kind of give them a little bit of a lead up, I don't know, it just creates a nicer moment. I don't know. It's different for everyone, isn't it?
It is
Some
different.
people can get up there and just shell it for an hour and it's sick, to be fair. Like, so horses for courses is what I'd say. Can we? I really want to play this game.
Oh, yeah, let's play this game.
Yeah.
You were telling me about this game in the car. And
Had
I was
enough
like,
of the
such a
Jack
great idea.
podcast now.
Huh?
It's time for Emily to be on the spot.
Oh, no.
I said we had enough of the Jack podcast.
I was
now.
just saying how good the game is.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Ooh, the tension.
The tension. So, I actually had this the second time you were meant to come down, which I can't remember if it was you or cancelled or we that cancelled. Doesn't matter.
I think maybe it was you guys.
I think it was us. I think it was us that cancelled. I had the idea for this game at that point, and then I remembered like 3 hours before this because I think I messaged you like, "Do you want to play this game?" I had this idea, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is good. This is top quality podcast.
Top quality content.
The game
Does it need a jingle?
It does need a jingle.
Okay.
We'll get copyright struck if we actually put the tune. Never too old.
Maybe we could be like, too old.
Yeah.
Are you too old for this?
Perfect.
Do you feel too old?
There you go.
Yes, exactly. So the game's just called Never Too Old, ? Basically, I've got some stuff, some I guess, topics. I'll do the first one as an example. So the first one is anime and cartoons. And the idea behind it is you need to tell us whether there is an age that you need to stop doing this stuff, i.e., are you too old to do this?
Essentially, are we too old to be doing this?
To be honest, I told Jack some of the topics in the car, and he was like, "This is the stuff that me and you do." Heavily
So
inspired
basically,
by.
I'm agony aunting you guys.
Yeah.
Heavily inspired by some stuff that me and Jack do.
So
Also,
we're both 33 now.
both 33.
So yeah, so 33 is the cut-off point for these things,
Okay.
essentially.
Yeah.
Is 33 too old or not too old
Yeah.
to be doing these things?
Also, shout out Charlie and Haley. So I'm in like a girls group chat. I think I said to you earlier. I put that question in there because I was like, they're really good at coming up with stuff like this. I was like, just give me some topics for this.
They basically just slagged you off. It was just like
No.
character assassination.
Not even, but like they're just like, I don't know. Sometimes like they're just really good at just being very straight with things. But like, yeah, this like if you do this is disgusting behaviour.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Anyway, so the first one is anime and cartoons.
Okay.
So is there a point at which someone shouldn't be doing that?
Heck no.
No? Okay.
Forever. I feel like you
Forever.
should watch anime and cartoons.
Nice.
Yeah.
You watch anime and cartoons?
I used to watch a lot more. Like,
But then you grew up?
I watched
or-
then yeah, I just decided to mature.
Yeah, that's just lame now, man.
Left behind. No, I went through an anime phase. I think mostly started from just like dating people who watch anime.
Fair.
So I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Like maybe the first few seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then I watched like does Avatar count? Probably
Yeah.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Is
shit
that-
bangs.
Yeah.
Like,
I've only watched Dragon Ball Z, so
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
I've never watched
that was that my childhood.
One Punch Man, I watched that.
Okay, so you're like anime,
And
yeah.
then Seven Deadly Sins, that's my favourite one.
Okay, so you're like
Have
real.
you watched it?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Seven
No.
Deadly Sins
I've
in the
never
back.
been an anime person. I've been into cartoons, but not anime.
Not anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
I
like
think-
ahead.
No, not ahead. I'll just like.
You come with some
sometimes.
selections.
I mean, yeah,
One
you've
Punch
quoted
Man.
some things that like my super anime nerdy friend.
There'd be
tells me
gas
about.
right now.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
should
she'd
talk
be
to
well
them about
excited.
Seven Deadly Sins. It's my favourite.
Yeah.
I've been
Crying.
considering getting a Crunchyroll subscription though.
Ooh.
I keep seeing it on Amazon. You know, on Prime, you can get like other subscriptions. One of them
Yeah.
is Crunchyroll.
So I always thought Crunchyroll was for comic books.
Nah,
is
it's
it
for
anime stuff as well?
It's anime.
Oh,
Yeah.
but is it anime and?
It's the
comic
Netflix
books?
of anime.
But you can get comics as well, can't you? Like
What,
ebooks?
like reading?
Yeah, I'm almost certain that's where you
Maybe
get.
like 15 years ago, yeah.
No,
When's the
they
last time we
still
had a
release
Crunchyroll?
comic
Yeah.
books, bro. I still read comic books. Even.
What, physical comic books?
Yeah.
Do you?
There's a
Tell me
cut.
what's your favourite
Wait, so we're just clarifying the 33 is not too old for that.
for comic books?
Yeah.
You're going to maybe have some...
There's a lot of maybes in this response. maybe. Yeah, it's too old.
You might decide, you might love your little cousins and want to like introduce
Hey,
them
for
to
children,
stuff.
yeah, fair.
I don't have kids. It's specifically just Marvel comics. I'm just a bit of a Marvel nerd. I used to buy them a lot as a kid, and I don't have them anymore. So now what I'm doing as a grown adult is I'm going back and buying
You're
the
living your
collections as a
fantasy.
whole,
Yeah.
and buying the
that
graphic
is what
novels
being
and
an
things
adult
like
is
that.
about though sometimes, like having the money to do things you couldn't do as a kid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like that brings on to our next one, because I think both me and you suffer from this a lot. Streetwear and sneakers. Again, I couldn't afford to buy them as a kid, can now.
Have you not seen like old geezers in streetwear and how
Yes.
amazing they look?
So we were talking about this in
like
the
fresh,
yeah.
like trims, like
this came from the group chat. I think some of these things are circular, so like as a kid it's fine. Then there's a middle part of your life where it's not fine. Then when you get to a certain age again, then you can do what you want.
But then it also gets like you can't do it again when you're like in your late 40s. It's a bit weird to be wearing streetwear in your late 40s.
But if a 70-year-old's wearing
Okay.
streetwear, it's lit.
I
but
think
then-
if you're wearing like hype beast, like if you're wearing like trap star when you're like 45,
40 odd,
Cut that
yeah.
shit out.
maybe just think about maybe just changing brands. or
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I hear that. Yeah.
It's a
Brand
new
awareness.
association, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to be a little bit fashion forward, okay?
Yeah.
Nah, that's real good advice.
Is it Michael Barrymore?
Isn't he dead?
No, isn't he a comedian, right?
Michael Barrymore, isn't he dead?
Oh, I might be getting my celebrities muddled up. It's
Yeah.
really annoying. I think I'm getting my celebrities muddled up.
Yeah.
But there is this like 70-year-old English comedian. He used to be part of a duo. The one who I'm not talking about died. But this one now has moved to Spain and he started growing cannabis and he just like he's now vlogs on TikTok, but he like every day will put up like he checks his fit
of the day.
and like does his outfit. I can't remember his fucking name. It's so good. But I just love it. It's like he's just this content man reaching the sort of later years in his life and he's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just doing all the things that make me happy and I enjoy.
Fair.
And I really rate it. I really
That's what I mean,
respect
circular.
it. Yeah, it comes back round again.
I think I know the
Well
answer. but
attractive.
It's attractive.
Old
you
men
say.
in like the
That's attractive,
The
did you
think
say?
about heck yeah.
Like, how old are we talking?
Ooh, what? As in like what's the cut off for attraction?
I mean,
Ooh.
I didn't say that. But
I mean,
sounds like you already have an answer for
I
it.
I could get up there probably like 50.
50.
Yeah.
We're only
Depends.
17 years away from that. Jesus Christ. We're closer to...
Don't say that.
Nah, we're closer to 50 than we are to like... Or the same
16.
that gap from 16 as we are to 50. Yeah, that's mad. Quick maths as well. Quick maths
That
as
was
well.
very quick, man.
I think I know the
You've
answer to
been
the next...
thinking about it.
No, it's my brain, man. Pinging off with the equations and that.
You don't get into bed and you're like, uh-oh.
So what are you doing? Don't do that.
Sorry, I'm mine.
I'm gonna go home with like a complex, yeah.
No,
The next one, going to raves. Is there a point where you should start going to raves?
no, never.
I think I knew the answer to that one already.
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about other people, but I think I will. I think maybe there's a certain type of rave that isn't an attractive prospect for an older person.
Yeah, like
If, when you
Like a jump
Leeds
up rave.
Fest, where you go and you just see kind of like 16, 17, 18.
yeah, where the young people are basically.
You like a good, like Shogun shows are the best for diversity, I think.
Yeah.
From
Fun and bass as well.
Oh yeah, but then Sun and Bass, like people don't really know about Sun and Bass, like that are just entering the scene. You got
Yeah, but I mean for older people.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even Hospitality on the beach, like
Yeah.
that's amazing. I think for demographics, I definitely think you should go whatever age, but I do think that some raves are probably more inclusive than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll feel more comfortable there, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For people that are just maybe don't want to go every weekend, want to have a chilled out vibe.
Less shirtless.
Yeah, no
19-year-olds.
sweaty
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm going to combine the next two. I've got smoking weed, Lost Marys, and vaping.
But they're all very different things.
Okay, break it down for me. Break it down for me.
Smoking weed, I'm not like a massive weed smoker, but I don't think you'd ever be too old unless you were getting like an adverse reaction smoking weed. Lost Marys, yeah, don't be doing that. You'd be like Philip Schofield when he was huffing on that thing.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Well, Haley was like, you can't be 40 with a little fruit.
Yeah.
I was like, I hear that, to be fair.
With a little watermelon ice.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's just not. Doesn't look cool, man. And sometimes smoking does look cool.
Yeah, like, go back to cigarettes, innit? Yeah.
You're
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not getting monetized for this video.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Smoking's cool.
Smoking's great. Yeah,
Cigarettes, hey, do your thing. Whatever.
I hear it. Using slang.
Ooh.
I think this one can be contextualized as well. Like, because like obviously when you grow up with slang, innit? Like, but then like using like Gen Z slang, for example, or what am I hearing? Skibbity or something.
Oh,
There's
skibbity toilet.
What is that?
Yeah. My brother's 17.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying, but you wouldn't say that, would you?
No.
And I definitely couldn't say that, right? So you see my point, yeah.
I don't think anyone should say that. Can we add skibbity toilet to the list and
Yeah,
say
just-
always too old?
Yeah.
Or just never.
Just never say it. Yeah, I hear that.
I think maybe it depends what the slang is. Like, maybe not allow it. Like maybe we should throw some slangs out and we can maybe do it.
Oh, allow
Allow
it.
it.
I'm going to be a
The thing is,
75-year-old man still saying allow
That's what
it,
I'm saying,
bro.
because we were kids
And
when...
bruv as well.
No, but we were
like-
kids when that came out, so
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Bruv is fine.
I think it's fine to
Yeah.
use words that when you were a kid that was the word.
Yeah.
I just think you can't, when you're 50, you can't be talking like a Gen Z.
Do you think an 80-year-old can say painting and get away with it?
No. I don't want to hear that from a OAP. Do you know what I mean?
Nah.
Unless she's saying it about you, yeah.
Nah, I definitely don't want to hear that from an OAP. Nah, man.
Is this painting
She can say she can say a young handsome man. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? But
Okay.
I want to hear painting from Doris down the street. Do you know what I
Would
mean?
you hear that from anyone? Would you hear that from someone that was 33? Like, if you,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're 33, call me a painting. Whatever, like, that's actually fine. Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad we settled on that one. Playing video games.
No. I think video games are probably quite good for your mental stimulation,
Yeah.
especially the fast-paced ones. Like, imagine you're killing zombies, you have to run away from them. Like, keeps you on.
It's funny you say that because I'm playing the new Call of Duty at the moment.
Ooh.
And the thing is, yeah, the older you get,
You don't get.
no, but the older you get, you realise that is for young people because
Oh yeah,
my
the shitty old
reaction
reflexes, yeah.
when I was 16, I was clapping the 33-year-olds, and now I'm getting clapped. So
See.
yeah, that
Does that make you want to stop playing, or does that?
nah, it gives me a different context because
Okay.
it's like in a world you need the good players, you need the bad players. I'm now one of the bad players.
Oh, no.
So, but that's like circle of life, though, isn't it?
You know, there's a 14-year-old looking at you through the screen, going,
Right,
"What's the
this
news?"
guy's so bad. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
just headshotting for the 17th
No, but little
time.
does he know, like, you were playing Call of Duty, like, before he
Before he
was
was
even
born.
conceived.
Yeah, I bet
if you
like,
said that to
you're a
him, he'd be
literal
like,
veteran, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
If you said that to
he
him.
wouldn't. You've never been in a COD lobby.
He'd
He
be
wouldn't
like-
say that.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, no, he'd say some horrible stuff to me. Some horrible things to
Are
me.
people still like really horrendous online?
Yeah, yeah.
oh, yeah, I actually
On
think it's
vid-
gotten worse nowadays, I'll be honest with
They
you.
learned some new words now. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do they say like no cap, you're dead? I don't know what.
I say no cap sometimes. Am I too old? to
Right,
say that?
yeah, you are too old to say no cap. There you go. That's the threshold.
I say capping.
That's Gen Z. That's Gen Z
Big
slang,
cap,
bro.
yeah,
That's Gen Z
that's
slang.
Gen
On
Z.
the edge, I'd say.
That's Gen
What else
Z.
do I say? I say lit sometimes. Is that Gen Z?
Lit's fine. Nah, we used to say
But
lit when
I-
I was a teenager.
I think it's funny to say things that are really out of date as well. So like, I know it's lit is out of date, but because I'm 33, I just say it now.
But you don't say it for realsy.
Nah, not like it's
Exactly.
lit. Like, you say it, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
no.
you for real. You're not like that
realsies.
at all. Did you like?
I
Don't do
didn't float my
that.
boat.
Fair. What's next? Oh yeah, not cooking / constantly eating fast food. Like that should be a thing that you grow out of, maybe.
You'd probably get to an age where you'd probably send yourself to an early grave.
Yeah.
So what? Fast food, yeah. Little sprinkles.
But like, I'm talking
Always too
about.
old for always eating fast food.
Yeah, like just not learning how to cook, basically.
Yeah. Oh, as in like not being able to.
Yeah.
Depends what your role is and like what's the reason. If you, I don't know. No, I'd say if you don't know how to cook, live your life.
Interesting. I think it's childish not cooking,
It,
personally.
it depends because like imagine like who are you trying to please in this circumstance?
My life and health.
Your own
Like,
self.
Body, yeah.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Fair.
If I,
This is what it's
I
about.
would be maybe slightly a bit ashamed if I didn't know how to cook like one or two things.
But you're like a bit ethnic though. Aren't you? Like, you know what I mean? Like
It's true, when you grow up in an ethnic house,
you can't not.
kind of have
like,
to.
Yeah.
It's actually like a sin. It's like
The mother will shame you, basically.
for sure. My grandma would
Yeah.
be really upset with me.
Yeah, so-
I've only ever worked jobs that I refer to as having antisocial hours, so like working late nights in pubs and things like that, working weekends, and then obviously doing gigs and studio time. I've never been one to
Oh, you're a DJ? Oh, sorry.
never been one to cook, but like there was a point where I was like 25 and I was like, no, this is shameful. Like I need
Yeah,
to
this is what I
learn
mean.
to
Like,
cook.
yeah.
And so like I actively taught myself like a dozen plus dishes and was like, at the very least, I've mastered these, and then I can go off into the world and marry this woman and not be like a useless
That's what I
melt
said
who
it.
has to order pizza every time. But
That's
yeah, it was
what I
more
said
like,
it.
but it wasn't Helen. Helen wasn't the thing that made me do it. It was me being like, I can't believe this about myself.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, it was shame. It was shame.
Shame made you do it.
What's your like number one thing to cook?
My favourite thing
Least
to
favorite
cook,
question, though, you know.
Really?
Whenever people ask me that, I hate
Is there
lasagna.
too many?
Lasagna.
too many.
Bolognese or
You're too
lasagna.
skilled, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
If you can make a nice bolognese,
That's what I'm saying.
if
It's
you
fairly
can't cook
simple as
anything
well.
else, and you can make a nice bolognese, you're all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Italian's like the.
It's a
like
fairly
like
easy
entry
thing to
level.
establish
Yeah.
I
as
don't
well.
want
Like
to. I don't want
it's
to
not
shade on
hard.
Italians, but
No. But like that is. Like, I'm not saying it is
Flavorful,
techie or
though.
difficult. Like
flavors them. Yeah.
If anything, you're complimenting Italians because you're saying the most entry level things are still flavorful.
Yeah. Fact.
If you make a bad pad thai, you've done a really awful job. Like a bad pad thai tastes horrendous. and it's really hard to make.
But I'm also like a firm believer if you're gonna do it properly. So like you won't catch me knocking together a bolognese in 90 minutes. It's like, no, this is gonna take me 6 hours because it's like this has got a slow cook.
You're gonna like
hours.
No, this has got a slow cook and simmer. Like I'm not having like lumps of mince and lumps of carrot and lumps of this and that
That's crazy.
in my thing. Like it's the bolognese has got to break down. So it's got to turn into a unified sauce. There's look, 24-year-old Jack would not have had any of this to say. 33-year-old Jack though.
It's taking 6 hours to cook a bolognese.
Yeah, mate.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, mate.
All right, what's next? Social media trends.
as in like, are you going to
Partaking in, social media trends.
Ice bucket challenge, things like that.
And just TikTok trends.
But that kind of ties in with another question.
Go on then.
And that question is, imagine you're an artist and you're a bit older. Are you not allowed to jump on trends?
I think if you're an artist and you're a bit older, you've probably got an older audience who necessarily can be. It depends what if you're trying to grow your audience. You're saying.
Yeah, or like the labels, like you should do this.
Nah, if I'm 50 and the label's like, I'm like, nah, come
You're
on.
gonna say no.
Like, respect me, man.
But also, like 35-year-old Cleo Soul, I don't want her on TikTok. Like
That's what I'm saying. I think it depends on your audience.
certain
doesn't it?
artists, certain audiences, certain age brackets. I think it's one of many factors that would maybe, but there is definitely like things that you would tick off that go, yeah, maybe doing TikTok dances is not for me.
Yeah.
Did you see that mum come into fire recently because her kid was in the hospital and it's in like an incubator and she's like doing a dance.
This is
with
what I'm
caption.
This.
It's a crazy video. I'll send it you afterwards.
I was in an airport. I can't remember where I was going, but I saw the whole family doing one of them ones where the camera's on the floor and they're like running and jumping over the camera.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Were you in America?
Nah, I was actually in the I was going to Turkey. When I was going to Turkey. I was on the way to Turkey.
What airport are you at?
Gatwick, I think.
It kind of screams Gatwick in a way.
Yeah, it does scream Gatwick family holiday to Turkey, doesn't it? Yeah, I was just like, that is embarrassing.
I was gonna. My guess would have been Stansted.
I love secondary
Southend.
watching those things.
Yeah, because it
Like
looks so out of context, doesn't it?
Because you kind of like have secondhand embarrassment, but they're not feeling embarrassed. So it's like,
Yeah.
Because I feel really uncomfortable doing that. Sometimes you have to, but just watching people just in their element doing it and everyone around them looking at them, like it's nice to just have your popcorn sometimes and just watch.
No, I hear that. Drinking games,
Nah,
like splitting the G and all that stuff.
what's splitting the G?
It's a Guinness thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you know
I
the
see what you're
Guinness
saying.
thing. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Why?
I just sometimes just enjoy a drink, innit? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't put this one by the way. This was actually a Haley suggestion.
Are you just saying all drinking games just shouldn't be drank?
No,
done?
I'm saying like when you're like 19 and like playing Ring of Fire and that's cool, but like maybe.
I think more people should play drinking games.
Yeah?
Why not?
Fair. You know what? I don't actually disagree.
I think,
I don't disagree with that.
especially like splitting the G and that.
Yeah, maybe splitting the G specifically that can stay like with the younger people though.
Oh no,
I don't know. I never did it in my younger
Come around
years.
quite recently, I feel like
Never did it, and then I went on a stag, and we were at Stansted Airport, and
everyone was doing it.
everybody I turned up, and everybody just had Guinnesses, and I was like, oh, I'll have a Guinness, don't mind a Guinness, and everybody was splitting G's, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll have a crack at this because I'd never had it. I was terrible at it, absolutely terrible.
it's hard actually.
Yeah, it is, but it was fun to partake in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably won't actively do that again anytime soon.
I don't think there's anything wrong with partaking in such.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping for more controversy from you, Emily. I thought you were gonna be like,
I'm a non-controversial person. What can I say?
all right.
Unless you hit me the right question, yeah. Give me
Let's hit you
the
with
worst one.
skateboarding, scooters, and roller skating.
Nah, I'm sorry, but I can't be controversial. Why? What activities? Like,
Scooters.
That's what they are. They're just fun activities.
Nah.
Let people have fun in life.
Sorry, adult scooters.
yeah.
That one can go.
Bro, there are
You-
pro scooter riders in the
Right, that's
world.
not
like,
cool.
You
No.
would live a life, yeah, where no one did any games.
Not me.
Everyone would just walk down the street like this, like
Yeah.
a normie, and wear streetwear at all, like just being like plain.
Excuse me,
like-
I'm wearing street. I didn't
But
put.
maybe there might be one. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it seems like you like a bit of controversy.
No.
oh, you're getting called out here, bro.
Just to clarify, I put the topics down that I actually do some of these things, but it's just things that maybe people in general could see as there's a
I
combination of
say
it.
everything fine. Don't smoke a Lost Mary if you're 50.
What
I
about
do
this
love
then?
that the one thing she wouldn't
Yeah,
budge on is
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing that you do very
It's ever
frequently.
since-
There is one more.
Sorry.
There's one more. There's one more. Harry Potter / Disney. Oh.
Here we go.
go.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm gonna flip the script in a minute.
Yeah.
Disney adults, right?
This is what I'm talking about.
Having an unhealthy obsession with a character in a way that you're gonna go up to them and cry? Question mark.
Yeah.
Adult furries. Another question mark. I don't personally. Listen. If you're living your life,
Listen, everyone.
if you're living your life and you're happy, that more to you.
Yeah.
If there's some strange connotations to what you're doing, and
Gets a bit weird,
there's
yeah.
something a bit off about some of the things, like adult babies.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that, but we know. Yeah.
I feel like there's some sects of
say.
these
Good say.
of these niches
Yeah.
that are kind of fetishy.
There's a crossover
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
And so
Gets a bit problematic.
it's all context, like it's all in the context of these people and what they do
Yeah.
and why they do it. Maybe, that's it. That's all I'm going to say because I think I've done a good job there.
What about like? I put the Harry Potter one in because
Harry Potter's fine, yeah. Harry
but
Potter.
King's Cross, yeah. Every September they do that thing where it's like they announced, but there's like adults in like wizard outfits and that.
Yeah. What? Wait,
Yeah,
they
people-
have a sorting hat?
People dress up as wizards and go to King's Cross, and then the first day of the school term, because the announcer does the announcing platform 9 3/4, and they all like
The
cheer
Hogwarts
and that.
Express and they all.
I've
yeah.
never seen that.
If
I'd go to that,
If
yeah.
your mum went dressed as a wizard
I'd
to
be
that,
like, Mum, you do you.
I don't
love
think that's true, but
I think that's
don't think
incredible.
that's fair.
Imagine seeing your grandma at the Hogwarts Express.
I'm like, you got better things to do today, man.
Would you not love that? Like, would you not love
Jack is like, what?
I'd love it. Seeing my little
Well,
cute
so
little...
is the flip like Comic-Con? Is that like? Is Comic-Con in the same band as this? Like going
Listen,
to Comic-Con as a grown adult?
I agree with the general principle, yeah, that everyone should be able to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's childish. But that's fine. Sometimes we want to relive our childhoods.
Yeah.
That is fine.
No, I think you're defining something that is not yours to be defined.
Oh. I hear it.
I think Comic-Con is cool. I think Comic-Con should...
By the way, I was talking about Harry Potter, not Comic-Con.
No, I know, but I think Comic-Con is like, I'm just thinking of the nerdiest thing I do. That I enjoy
Do you
to
dress
do.
up to go to Comic-Con?
I have dressed up to go to
What do you dress
Comic-Con,
up
but we don't go into Comic-Con. We go to Comic-Con and there's a pub right outside the XL Centre. We go get dressed up and just go and get drunk with a load of other people that have gone to
I
Comic-Con.
mean, what's the difference between that and Halloween, though, really?
Are
Exactly,
people
yeah.
too
I
old
just
for
don't want to pay
Halloween?
50 quid to go in and look at stuff I'm not going to buy. That's all really Comic-Con is. I'd rather
People
just hang
aren't
out
too
with like-minded people at a pub.
Yeah.
People aren't too old to Halloween, but one thing I noticed this Halloween specifically,
No one went
because
in.
maybe it's maybe one of my first sober Halloweens. Like, no one looks happy. Like, when you're en route to your party or to the event you're going to and you're in fancy dress, everyone looks really sad. That's one thing I noticed. Like, I clocked it bare this year.
Yeah, that's because they're embarrassed or...
Or like, yeah, it's just long, innit? Like, trudging through London in like an outfit that looks kind of silly, it's just long, innit?
And never warm either. And it's cold.
And it's cold as well.
Maybe that's the...
And like,
Yeah,
when
that's-
was the last time you saw someone dressed up in a Halloween costume and you went, you look well warm? mate."
But that's the thing I noticed.
You
like,
could do that though.
yeah,
You could
do that. Like, if you
could
dress
be
as like Sully from like Monsters Inc. or something.
Oh,
like,
that's
That's
see.
true.
But like, yeah, no one looks happy. I just clocked it on the tube. Everyone's just like, "What am I doing?" Like,
Have you been to a normal club, like recently?
a normal club
Sometimes
recently,
people don't look happy in there.
like a regular club that
Yeah.
plays like Jason Derulo and that. Yeah, not for.
I mean,
time.
I was not going to lie. I've noticed that correlation for like 20 years
Yeah.
now.
Have you been to a club recently?
No, I'm just saying, for the last 20 years, you go in there, people in clubs don't tend to look happy.
When were you in a club?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, I go sometimes, yeah.
Just go to the club.
My friend used to work at this bar called Coyote Ugly, and it's like based on the film.
On the
I don't know
film,
if you've
yeah.
seen it. But basically, there's like cowboy waitresses that dance on the tables, and just them like they're looking at people that are watching the waitresses and stuff. Like I'm like, are you okay? Like, are you happy? Yeah.
They're not having a good time.
Sometimes no.
I
And
think
really,
that.
you should be having a ball in there because they have confetti.
Let's add that to the list. Is there an age that you should stop going to normal clubs?
I want to say no to everything because I truly believe that.
Apart from the Lost Mary.
Listen, when the camera's off here, we're going to get the real answers, isn't it? I know you got some opinions, Em.
Serious.
I know you got some
I'm
opinions.
a positive person.
Yeah, you are. That's actually true. That's actually true. Right,
The only reason no Lost Mary is because Philip Schofield has ruined it, kind of.
I hear that. I'm going to switch brands.
So.
Well, is Philip Schofield not allowed to just enjoy Lost Mary now, Em?
Oh,
Right.
That's so judgmental with you,
no.
Emily.
he's lost his right.
Let's not go down that far. Let's not do that. Let's roll into the rest. We said a couple of the fan questions. We'll do the rest. We'll reel some off, I think. There's some good ones in here.
Cool.
So we did the how do you say that one? Ioannidis?
Ioannidis.
Ioannidis.
Yes, with it like a the.
You are needing
Ioannidis.
this.
Yeah, nice.
I've forgotten the one word that I learned in Greek.
Oh,
So
sorry.
yeah, we're doing the gift.
Carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, let's
Do you
do it.
mind?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
I
it.
bought you guys something.
Oh!
First ever gift on Name and Brother podcast.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this at the beginning. Sorry, I completely forgot
I
about
did.
this.
I think you might like it. I bought you some baklava.
Oh, hell yeah.
I went
Let's
all the way to
go.
Limehouse, which is actually really close
That's
to here.
That's where
not far
Trophy
from
is
it
as
at all,
well.
yeah.
Is it?
That's where
Oh,
Trophy is,
okay.
yeah.
Interesting. I actually know that because I've been. That's silly of me. Anywhoosies, I bought some baklava, and I tried to find some traditional ones, but I couldn't. But I think these are better because this one's like Biscoff.
Oh,
baklava.
snap.
Favorite flavour.
Yeah.
of
I was
gonna say,
everything.
I've
This one's
had
coconut.
my local off license. They used to have baklava that they used to get from somewhere up the high street. Like there was a place that just used to deliver them down to different off licenses, and
And they're good, aren't they? Even when
Really
they're
good, yeah.
like from the off.
But I've only ever just had like plain because it's so banging.
I mean, Biscoff baklava.
The idea of trying, does one of them look like coconut?
That's my
Yeah, so
vibe.
this
Oh,
one's
that
coconut.
sounds lame.
Like, right.
Yeah, I
Hold
can't.
it. Yeah, maybe hold it to the camera as well. Maybe we can see.
on camera.
So I think I don't actually know. I think this one might be Oreo, and then that one question mark.
Kinder Bueno? That looks like a Kinder Bueno-y maybe.
Have we got to eat them now?
No, not necessarily. Do you want to?
I feel like we should.
I mean, we
just
can.
get stuck in.
I just don't want to turn it into
You're like,
I don't want to turn it into an ASMR session.
I might take one of these ones. I'm
hitting the biscuit.
I'm going to go with the coconut.
Actually,
Are we all going for something a bit different?
I tried the Biscoff one before I came. Oh, it's not half bad.
Oh, yeah.
Then we'll speed this bit up in the edit.
No, I think that a minute of silence is good.
Yeah, just crunching.
10 seconds left
You
out.
do some ASMR.
Yeah, that's hitting.
Coconut, that works.
That's real good.
I feel like no one tried the Oreo one, so I'm going to have to do it.
I'm going to have to just try the Oreo one.
Well, no one did.
Thank you so much, by the way. That's so sweet of you.
You're so welcome.
And yeah, like you said, you've started a new trend now. Like I said, whoever's next up, I can't remember who got next to the guest, but we want
No one.
we want gifts.
It should be a gift that's like related to them, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good theme.
Like,
We're just going to ask them to bring something in that's related to them, but we can have and eat. Yeah, I like it.
that will also benefit you
That will also benefit us. I love that.
in some way.
All right, let's do some questions. Yeah, Zach Calder. But I'm just gonna read. I've realised I probably should stop like doxing people and give them like first and last names. I'm just gonna read their first name,
Okay.
just in case we get massive as a podcast and people start trying to do weird stuff.
Sorry, Zach.
Sorry, Zach. Fave producer to work with and why?
I don't just have one. You guys, I'll have a.
It's only because I'm here.
Fave producer that isn't Polar and Bryce.
Yeah, favourite producer that's not in the room.
Monroe, probably.
Yeah.
Just cause he's like the nicest guy ever.
He literally is. Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's actually really.
He's
nice,
like
isn't it?
annoyingly nice, isn't he?
It actually is detrimental sometimes as well because
him,
like
or-
when to everyone because sometimes like
To him specifically.
nah, but like the one
How many
no,
late nights he's had.
But you know what I'm
because of
talking
it.
about, innit? Because like when we're trying to leave the club with him,
That's what I mean. He has to stay late because
and
he can't
everyone's
say
just
no
like,
to people.
Can I take a photo? Can I talk to you? And we're all like, can we go? He's like, let me just talk to this person. Like he's too nice, man.
I feel like he's the kind of guy, slightly off topic, that can probably make friends with literally anyone.
100%.
Even if they're like the other person is not a nice person. Eli will find some common ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Eli, because of just the way he is, and obviously his production is amazing as well. And he likes the flow of pieces and not just to have like one section that repeats, which I really rate as well. You guys do that. Well, so do you. So does everyone here.
Haven't made a tune, but whatever.
You're a producer in that.
Retro Rob. Oh, okay. I didn't realise he actually asked this question. He said, what age do we realise we might be too old for this? Well, we just done a whole section on that.
Well,
so
if that is DMB, never.
according to Emily, you're never too old to do anything ever. Apparently.
Except from Lost Mary.
Apart from Lost Marys. Julio, actually no, I skipped one. Ken asked, at what point in the writing process do you decide that the song you're writing is for another singer? Is there a pattern? It's a great question.
That's a really good question. I have like a feeling, an unwritten, unexplainable feeling when I know it's not for me. Sometimes it might be a lyric that I've already touched on. I don't like repeating things. If I think that it would be better with someone else's voice, maybe that's the way forward. It normally happens very early on, like I'll know. And then sometimes down the line, like the production isn't sounding right for like what I want to release. Because even though I don't necessarily, like I'm not on deck, like I like things to have a certain continuity about them. So if like we go down the line and the production isn't quite right, then that will also be a reason. I'd say early. Because I think it's easier to revocal something than to stop writing it completely.
Yeah.
And then revisit it, because then you like run the risk of getting into a cycle of, well, this is not going to work for me, and it's not working. And what are we going to do?
I guess if you're in a writing session and you've got ideas coming out, the best thing you can do is just get the ideas out,
down,
and then you can work out what and how and who you're going to do with the tune later down the line. You can always discuss that. And yeah.
Anything I write could be for someone else. Like I'm not one of those people that's particular about keeping stuff. Like if the tune comes out, it's a win.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I like
It's a nice attitude to have.
It's the truth. But I think people get bogged down sometimes with like, this tune is going to be the tune and has to be like this and that, but it's like you're always going to write another tune, hopefully, as well. So,
but I guess that's like, some people struggle with being creative though, right? I think maybe you might be more of a creative fountain, you know?
Nah, I don't know. If like someone has more than 2 tunes out, then they should be able to write another one.
Yeah?
Is that a controversial opinion?
It's not a controversial opinion, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's interesting. Well, it's interesting.
If you've poured your blood, sweat and tears into something, then it's a different story.
I mean, we've just had so many guests in this chair that have so many different takes on like how prolific they are. So for example, like we had Zero T, who's like one of the most prolific producers like ever in drum and bass. And then we had like Lucan, like was our last guest, or the last guest episode that was released at the time of recording this. I muddled myself up there. And he was kind of saying like, literally one of the clips was him saying like 97% of the time he thinks he's really shit, and then like 3% of the time he thinks he's good.
Yeah,
but like I guess it's like,
I'd probably say the same.
Yeah.
About me, like I like my writing, but I would always want to be better or do better. Or I always think even when something is released, that it could be better. Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably say I'm the same as that.
It's not true, but
definitely
you can say that, but it's not
I'm
true.
very realistic.
No, that's fair.
So realistic, and I know it to be true. But anyway,
Julio, but not Julio, spelled differently, said, "Do you have a day job? What is it?"
No, I don't have a day job.
Music is your day job.
And before this, I worked in music, because I was doing the youth music thing.
Yeah.
So
What's
did
it
that.
called? Magic Circle. No, what was it called?
That's even better.
Firelight.
Circle of Light. That one. Wow. Magic Circle.
The magic circle.
That's something different. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've done little like other bits and bobs. Like I did some MDing for like I worked in a vets for a bit.
MDing.
Managing director?
A musical director. For like a theatre thing.
Sick.
And other stuff as well, but I just can't remember anymore.
Have you always found a way to like keep it in music? Basically?
I've always tried. When I graduated from uni, I applied to do Arts Council funding, which if you're a musician and you haven't done that, you should definitely do that. But they give you like a sum of money to do a creative project, which means you don't necessarily have to go and get a job like straight away.
Yeah.
Because I think, I don't know.
Wait, can you do this now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's a thing in New Zealand. I know that. I didn't know it's a thing in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could just get like a little...
No, not you.
Yes, 100,000,000% you and you.
What? No way.
Yes, if you want to do anything creative and a bit weird, and you have obviously been doing music already, it would be perfect for you. If you wanted to go and film a video on the highest building of thingy and whatever, I don't know. If you have a weird idea and you want to execute it, Arts Council funding is the way to go.
Oh, I didn't realise it was
just
kind
have
of
to be good at
openly
writing.
available to everybody. I didn't realise it was kind of...
Yeah.
Sick.
Everyone.
Sick.
It's crazy.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
If you've got good ideas, guys, go do that.
Toby said, tunes that you'll never get tired of hearing no matter how many times they're played. I guess, what is a tune? That falls under that category.
Halogenics Independent.
I think I'm the same.
I love that tune so much. What else? Anything MIA or Timbaland or like anything from my childhood, I think.
What's your favourite Timbaland beat, do you reckon?
Ooh. Probably something he did with Missy.
I was literally,
Get Your Freak on Free, bloody cool. I think he did that. Then he did do that. Yeah.
Some of he sampled like loads of like old Indian like,
records, Bollywood. And
Bollywood,
stuff.
yeah, it's mad.
What can I ask you guys? What's one song that you?
In D&B?
Oh no, not necessarily. Yeah, actually, yes, in D&B.
I think you've taken one of my answers for sure. I still play Independence so much. Probably Signs Caliber remix. I play that one I'm just thinking about tunes that I play like every set.
Caliber remix of Teed Garden.
Nice.
Yeah.
Both Caliber.
This is why you need to come to the Caliber.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he's this guy. You need to come see him play, man.
We've got
We're going to make a little staff outing.
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Yeah.
We should do that. It's so fun. Anov. That's their name, Anov.
Cool.
Can you give advice on overcoming recording fear and how to gain confidence in regard to this? What is recording fear?
I assume that recording fear is probably when you're in a session with somebody else and there's an anxiety over getting on the mic and achieving like what you want to achieve. Because I guess you could have fear on your own, but it wouldn't be as damaging or damning because you'd just be on your own, so you can do it a million times.
Just delete it.
The only way to do it is to just deep-end it, I think, and maybe try and go write with people that you trust and know, and then develop a bit more belief in yourself, I guess. I still have it, I think, going into sessions with some people where I'm like, I'm going to be flat, or like some days the voice is just not voicing. But I think maybe doing stuff on your own as much as possible, so you know like what habits you want to get into, because like everyone's different when they go into the room. Like someone told me the other day that Ray will write with auto-tune on, and so she doesn't have to think about, I'm guessing this is why, she doesn't have to think about pitch because that's been taken away. Like you can do that if you go into a room.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to sit there for 2 hours and just listen to the tune for 2 hours. Like that should be doable. So I think maybe just trying to write by yourself and maybe learning like just like rudimentary elements of production to be able to record yourself, just to become comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Basic engineering skills almost,
I'd say
isn't
so.
it?
Yeah.
Just like Logic and record and
Knowing if you want
making
reverb
sure the
on there.
levels-
Yeah.
Adding reverb. Like some people like singing dry, no reverb
Yeah.
or delay.
It's
Some people
good,
like
I would
a
argue,
wash. So
just to get to know how you like that, because when you come in the studio with us, it's such a breath of fresh air, because you're like, I know exactly how I want this to sound. I'd like this, I would like that set up in place. And you know, like, there's certain things about how your voice is processed that you're aware of, and you'll tell us that. And from a producer standpoint, when a vocalist comes into the room and knows their voice, it's so helpful.
yeah.
It's so helpful.
Oh, breath of fresh air. Like.
Yeah.
And it only comes from just being in that shed,
Repetition,
and just doing it loads and knowing. Like,
Big up the shed, by the way.
Big up the shed, gang.
Has the shed got a name?
Sheddy, I don't know. Shed.
Shed.
You can
Shelley.
name it.
Shelley the Shed.
The Makis, the Mac Shack.
The Mac
The
Shack.
Mac Shack. Oh my, that's perfect.
Mac Shack.
I think it just comes from experience. If you find that you're going into, I'm just making the assumption that this is people going into sessions with other people.
Yeah.
If you find that you're anxious, maybe that's not the right person for you, and that's fully okay. Like, you can cycle through 20 people before you find someone that you can trust.
Producers are a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? There's so many. Yeah.
There's yeah, exactly. Like, maybe figure out where that anxiety is coming from and go to the source. Yeah, like try and understand where it's coming from. And yeah, that's it.
It's good advice. Ceremonium, I think that's how you say it. First question.
Sorry, ceremonium.
Like ceremony.
Sounds like a drag name.
Oh, ceremony.
But ceremonium.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like her name was Sarah Monium.
Oh, no.
Oh, I was like, that's a great name.
That was a great name.
When do you think you have reached world domination? Is the first question.
I can answer
A few
that.
Grammys, probably.
Yeah.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah.
At least
Jack always says that.
Yeah, well, it's because I just want to be able to say.
He wants the.
Firstly, I want all of the trickle down phone line royalties, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, but also I just, when it inevitably happens and you're sat there with Grammys, mate, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I've been saying it for like 10 years. I've been saying it from day one.
What's the UK version of a Grammy?
Brit.
Yeah.
You'll definitely win one of them. Like,
I mean,
Becky's won Brits,
what's
hasn't she?
going on here? Like, you guys are...
I actually say this all the time, yeah. We actually say loads of nice stuff behind your back.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd much rather it be that way,
But
actually.
now we're saying it's your face, so
It's weird.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Um, dream collaboration. Let's do two. Let's do within drum and bass and outside drum and bass.
Outside drum and bass, probably Calvin Harris.
Interesting.
Because I think that he is also not afraid sometimes of doing weird stuff, I'd say.
Isn't he a farmer?
Yeah, I think he is.
Like that. That's quite weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that is weird, yeah. But also just like on a musical perspective.
Oh, more like music.
Yeah. Not like he's got a farm. Like,
yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah, what's
quite weird, yeah.
Love it. I'd love to do a little like Skrillex, Fred Again thing as well. Something in the dance world. I mean, that's from like a me as an artist thing. Timbo as well. And then within D&B, there's only one answer.
Well, I don't know what it is.
There's only one answer.
It's
got to be Chasing Status.
Chasing Status. Okay, fair.
Like,
that wouldn't have been my one answer, but that's why I didn't know who it was.
Well, what would your one answer be?
If I was going to make a tune with any drum and bass producer.
Yeah. Or Shy FX. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Shy FX.
I love Shy FX.
Yeah. Probably. Don't know. Who I haven't made a tune with, Break maybe.
Ooh, yes.
Someone like that.
I can hear that.
Yeah. Who would yours be?
In drum and bass?
Yeah.
Probably like Breakage or Shy.
Yeah.
It should be cool.
Dillinger.
Breakage would be sick, yeah.
I could hear you guys and Shy
Dylan.
doing a crazy tune, yeah. Maybe with
That would be
vocals.
wild.
Maybe with like...
Maybe with a vocalist that
Emily
you know.
Makis.
Might be sitting right...
you worked with before. So.
Who's sitting right
That's
next
a
to
good
you.
idea.
Yeah. All right, then they asked the third question, which is the last question. Small clubs or big festivals, which is more connected to the audience for you? I guess they're two different questions. Like, would you prefer small clubs or big festivals?
Small clubs, for sure. Especially when the stage is like closer to the ground.
Yeah.
I don't like being so far away from people because people make it fun. So
Like hospitality on the beach.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, the only thing about that is because obviously where I stood, I just couldn't see you.
Yeah,
I could just see the back of the DJ's head, but you're like down there.
Maybe if it was like, if there was like a platform, so I'm quite short.
Yeah. That's what I mean, because I literally couldn't see you. I could just hear the voice, and then that was that.
Hear the voice coming out. That's probably quite unnerving, isn't it? Because you're like,
A little bit, yeah.
That's a bit
little
weird.
bit.
And then what is better for
But yeah, I guess which is more. Well, you kind of answered it already.
a small club?
Yeah.
Always, yeah. Because I like a dirty room with dark, sweaty people, actually.
Yeah, just like minimal lighting. big sound system.
You can kind of lose yourself a little bit more than in a festival. Festivals are great, but there's something very like you could be any point in your career and be in a small room and have the same energy and people are there because they really want to be there.
Festivals are more a spectacle. I've always said like it's more the spectacle and the opportunity to link up. Yeah, a lot of the time you're just linking up with friends you haven't seen for 6 months. And it's the spectacle for the punters, I think, and like the multi-genre, multi-artist sort of lineups. But Yeah, clubs are just where everybody seems to have more
I don't
fun.
think anyone's ever given a different answer.
No.
I think everyone always
Everyone says
says,
small club.
yeah. I think it's just, it kind of says it for it all. It kind of says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Are you guys the same? Small.
Yeah, for sure.
100
Yeah.
P.
It's
For
just
sure.
a special energy, I think, when you get a really cool club show where people are really invested. Because like festivals, you can see 17 people in the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in a club show, you have like 4 or 5 artists that you're there because you like the sound. So it's more intimate.
That's
Obviously.
the right word.
Yeah.
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 Good answer. That was the last question. We always have a section at the end, which is just like shameless plug, basically.
Cool.
What should people be looking out for? What have you got coming? Shows, music that you're allowed to talk about, of course.
Yeah, I can kind of talk about what I want.
Bear in mind as well, this episode is gonna add like a few weeks in, but like when it comes out,
November, December.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Well, 20 years of Shogun this year.
of course.
I guess we should plug that. So maybe there might be something in the works with a few of us. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, the pre-order's
Why do
already
you
up.
know
You've got
we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
about 20 years of Shogun.
Shogun All-Stars.
You've got, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah.
So
Good
that'll
point.
be good. Yeah, and then next year I want to try and next year I want to try and do my own project, which is going forward.
Slowly.
You know, a bit
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And then maybe some special little features and stuff that aren't D&B.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Mhm.
Well,
that's it.
that is it. That's been a lot of fun.
I can't believe it that we're at the end now.
I know, that's flown by, isn't it?
Thank you so
The
much for
hell?
having me.
No, thank you for coming,
thank you
and
for coming,
thank you
mate.
for the
Feel free
Biscoff
to...
baklava.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. To be honest, I didn't know that existed, and now my life's changed forever. So
It's this place called. Should we plug that? It's called.
Yeah, let's plug them.
Oh my god, I can't remember.
must be that. That was
Let's
so,
plug them. What's the name?
that was so
It's like
perfect.
House of Baklava or
We'll
something.
put that out on the screen.
Ding.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll see you guys at Troxy.
See you at
If
Troxy.
it's not happened already by the time this episode comes out. Let's already see you. Thanks for coming.
Troxy.
Big ups, guys. God damn it, what's
Thank
going on
you.
with my bottle of water? It's all just gone down my throat.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You've had a
What a
little
way to end the
accident.
episode.
Sat back down on it.
Yeah.
Shame.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment.
Like, subscribe.
Bye.
Oh, also, just I want to know what you want to see out of me next year. Also, so just let me know.
Leave a comment. Jack is having a disaster.
If you have any advice on cough medicine
Oh my
or of anything of the sort.
This is such a chaotic end to the episode.
Are you okay? Does someone... Don't. I'm scared. Are you okay?
Thanks, gang.
That has to be the edit. Oh my god.
Oh, that was nice, guys.
Good.
Oh, he's crying. Oh no.